Diane, the time is 5:27, and I am leaving St. Louis, Missouri to head to Kansas City, Kansas, I believe, to board a flight to go to Las Vegas. And then in Las Vegas, I'll be connecting to another flight to go to Seattle to meet my boys. This is Agent Alessia Summerfield making a mainstream Twin Peaks reference that many have made before me and many will make after. Diane, it's 6:07 a.m., about 200 miles away from Kansas City, Missouri, Kansas City, Kansas, Kansas City International Airport. As I sit alone in my vehicle, I'm flooded with many, many thoughts. And as those close to me know, I'm prone to fall down a regret hole. In this regret hole, all I keep thinking is, why did I not ask Debbie Mae West what her favorite Radiohead song was? Or why did I not ask her what her favorite Radiohead album was? Or why have we yet to speak to David Hayter? Or why did I not explain why I'm driving to Kansas City when there is an airport in St. Louis, Missouri? Laura Dern, Diane, it's 8:24 Central Standard Time. I am feeling nostalgic riding along Interstate 70, seeing things that I once saw in another life, driving to Kansas City for MTV and recording podcasts out of hotel rooms, working for network television. It's an interesting feeling. Things feel much more rural on this stretch of land through central Missouri. I can only wonder what my co-hosts are doing right now.
I am currently on my way home from work. Today is Thursday, May 23rd, and it is 5 o'clock p.m. Pacific time, and some cool shit's happening. That this evening I am going to be picking up Isaac and Alessio from the airport. I left my house a little bit earlier than I had initially intended, just because I just finished reading chapter 15 of the Metal Gear Worlds of Power Scholastic book for our podcast we're going to be recording tomorrow. Y'all, this book is ridiculous. There's a lot happening here. But I'm at the airport. I'm at Seattle-Tacoma International Airport. As I look to my left, there's a family of what appear to be miscreants. No, I don't know. I don't know if they're miscreants. They're all wearing like camping backpacks. They're like back and to my left. Back and to the left. Back and to the left. I'm going to go inside. Meet Isaac in the airport, and then wait for Alessio, slow ass, to figure out what the fuck he's doing. I think I just walked past Isaac. How did I walk past you?
Just like that? Where's he at? Where's the boat go?
What's up, dude?
What's up?
Good to see you.
It's good to see you.
Oh, man.
Oh, we made it, man.
I know.
I didn't realize that I'm 3 hours ahead.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's like 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, it's good shit.
4 o'clock in the morning.
Alessio just,
What the?
That's you.
What the?
You're the Alaska logo. I need to make sure Alessio knows you're safe.
Wait.
So it's 1:30 in the morning the next day, and I'm here. I'm in Seattle. And I think you guys are about to hear what it sounds like for 3 grown men to be bonded back together for the first time in years. So here we go. Oh my God.
This is a real boy. This is a real boy in the flesh. Oh yeah, this is my kit. What up? This is my mic. I'm trying to record a podcast. Yeah, this is what I've been doing for like 18 hours. Oh, hey, what's going on? Live from...
Ladies, gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to a very special episode, a recounting episode, a walk back through time episode with Metal Gear Mondays live on the scene, in the air, and in your ears. As always, but not always, your host. I'm Alessio Summerfield, and this is a Games Club podcast. Joining me this week, I have some lovely dames. Sam Wright.
I remember the first time the dame walked into my office. It was the worst day of my life. Wish I could take it all back, but now I'm here and there's nothing more to say.
Isaac Smoky Eyes Lim.
Guys, it was like a dream. Sitting there. You thought I was going there.
We're still in a dream.
Still in the days, guys. I remember it just like yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Sitting
almost
with
like
my
it
pals.
was yesterday.
I remember like it was 3 weeks ago.
I think we were on the scene, right?
Mhm.
We were out in Seattle, Washington, just kind of hoping to make ends meet,
Mhm.
doing our thing, living out a suitcase. Like
Living
regular
munchy meal to
old-
munchy meal.
Oh,
Exactly. Let's recount on that a little bit, boys. We once we got in the car and Sam took us for his joyride. Where did we end up? What was happening?
Well, we went to the offices of my good friend Jack. Jack in the Box, that is. Where
Jack had been to the Slammer so many years they just started calling him Jack in the Box.
But Jack knew what was up.
Jack
He
knew
knew
what was
the
He
up,
had the goods.
and Papa provided. Oh, Papa provided.
Provides.
For
Can
people
I
at
tell
home,
you what's in this box?
please, by all means.
It was all the leftovers of that day. I can just see it now. Slammed into the fryer.
Mm-hmm.
For one last warm up,
A big, plump burger
covered in mayonnaise.
covered.
Oh, drenched in
Absolutely.
mayonnaise, actually.
Some might say it was more mayonnaise than hamburger.
Got two
Count 'em.
tacos.
2 tacos.
Cooking the whole day for you, waiting for you.
That one could describe as being scab-like in texture.
Mhm. Also, maybe covered in
no
mayonnaise. We don't really know.
What else is in that box, Isaac?
Not just any fries. Well, you got fries, but a mixture of regular and curly fries.
Hot damn.
Deliciousness.
Some might say too
Yeah.
many fries. So many fucking fries.
Some might say 10 pounds of fries. Yeah, it was our first delicious, local, artisanal, handcrafted meal.
It wouldn't
Some
be the
told us
last
that that's
time we
what
would
the
go
washing.
to Jack in the Box on this trip, but you never forget your first time.
That's right. He tried to give you a special gift, Sam.
Oh, that's
He
right.
tried to throw his headset at me. Should have driven off with it.
Yep.
Should have mean mugged him as I
But,
went. Gave him that Luigi stare. Mario Kart Luigi stare. But I was too nice a guy.
all the while taking somebody's order.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Would you like would you like curly fries or regular french fries? So why don't you go fuck yourself? I think you have a good day.
Oh no. Yeah, and then that's what took us to Shea Wright. We went to Sam's house, his humble abode, his penthouse in the sky, and we
My abyssal domicile.
we rested our bones on mattresses made of air, and that's where we laid for the evening until we awoke. And Sam, you took us to some fanciful place I'd never heard of before. I believe it was the original.
Yep.
Pancake house.
The original pancake house. The one and only local Washington original pancake house.
The one of many.
I was super excited to take you guys to the original pancake house because I did not realize it was not a local Washington establishment. And of course, me and Isaac discovered this when we were in the airport waiting for Alessio, because Isaac said, I think I've heard of that before. And we looked it up, and lo and behold, they're fucking everywhere. But
there's like 4 in Georgia.
Yeah. But they have the most delicious eggs I've ever tasted in my life. And so we went for breakfast.
Yeah. Let's hear a little bit of that.
We're at the one and only
original pancake house, OPH, baby.
I'm getting this tattooed to my person after this.
I wish you should see the logo. His little cronk.
His little cronk.
The logo, he's like flipping a pancake with his left hand, and he's got like this like weird cronk hand.
He's doing like a weird like.
Oh hey y'all.
This is business hand. We're just recording a podcast at a breakfast spot. I think.
Yeah.
This is great.
Yeah.
This is wonderful.
We should
do this for lunch too. We're gonna chart every meal.
Every meal. We're gonna hold the recorder up to our mouths as we chew.
Oh no! Backed by popular demand. What's everybody drinking?
Orange juice.
We got 2 coffees and an OJ.
Black coffee.
OJ's not the man, but the drink. He doesn't see color.
I can't wake up without a nice glass of OJ Simpson in the morning. That's what happened to him after he got sentenced. They gave him to me, and I just slowly drank his blood.
Oh my god!
I drink OJ's blood to stay strong. You ever think how crazy it is that they...
That whole situation?
No. But like, on top of all of it, like, Ford shit canned an entire model of vehicle after that. Like, they never made the Bronco again.
They're bringing it back.
Are they?
Yeah.
Damn. Just in time.
Yeah, right.
Just time for us to film our video.
Yeah.
It's supposedly.
You know who it is.
Do we want to keep rolling through this? I'm nervous because I keep hearing all the kitchen sounds around us. So I don't want somebody to be like, oh, you guys should quit recording podcast from the middle of the kitchen.
In a kitchen.
I mean, we can stop it and listen back and see.
Well, what did everybody order? Let's talk about that.
Oh, okay. So I'm convinced that this place has the best scrambled eggs I've ever had.
I'll be the judge of that.
Yeah. So I ordered some bacon and eggs with scrambled with pancake and hash browns.
Nice.
It's good.
Isaac.
I ordered a plank of wood, a 2x4.
It just reminded me of the. Have you seen the Soul Food sketch from Key and Peele? Sam, have you seen it?
I don't think so.
It's very good. Anyway, sorry.
So explain to them what the
I'm sorry, a 2x4. Yeah. 2 eggs
Inches by 4 inches.
Or feet by feet.
Yeah.
Whatever you
That's
like.
a big.
Or meters by meters.
That would have changed step by step, huh? Meters by meters. Day by day. Week by week.
Isaac, what comes?
2 eggs.
2 eggs.
4 by 4 pancakes. So
I like that ratio.
Yeah,
2 eggs by 4 pancakes. Carry the hash brown.
To the third power of fruit. And I got 2 Swedish pancakes.
what is that?
They have lingonberries, and they're silky smooth pancakes.
Smooth with lingon down.
And then I got 2 scrambled eggs because Sam recommended them. So.
I don't know if we should be making fun of the Dutch accent, seeing as we're about to introduce Stephanie Juice in a couple of days.
True, which I'm not sure.
Making fun.
I'm not sure if that will come out before this. Our recording schedule has kind of turned into a little bit of a.
We're playing Calvin ball with it.
It's Merlin's bag from Sword in the Stone. Who knows what's in there? Fuck it. All right, y'all. We're gonna eat, and then we'll hop back on the line and say hello.
Hello.
Enjoy. Hopefully this is fun. This goes out to Jess Alsop, who could not join us, but is here in spirit. So.
Right here, we've got 1, 2, 3 seats in our booth that are open.
Yeah.
So there's room for...
Who'd you give those seats to, Sam? If you could give them to anybody.
Anybody?
We got to give one to James.
Yeah.
James, definitely James.
James Rackman. I feel like I have to say Tori.
Okay, Tori.
Tori's my best friend.
And I think, contrary to popular rumor, I would give one of those seats to Cameron Hill. It'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It'd be a lot of fun.
I like Cameron.
And on that note, God bless, one love. Man, that was good.
Takes me back, man. Takes me right back to those eggs.
Takes me back to Paradise City, baby.
Wherever I am, whenever I am, I'm always still with those eggs.
Mm-hmm.
And there, yeah.
I'm sure we'll plug it several times in this episode, but we did a lot of video capture. So if you're the $10 plus patron level, you can watch a video of a lot of these things. So yeah, you should go do that.
And if you're
but back to the story,
if you're not a $10 patron level, you can watch a trailer of the experience and want to watch the whole experience, and then consider becoming a $10 patron.
Yeah, there's quite a lot of goodies in there. We got a lot of video stuff. As my wife puts it, you only charge those people $10 and you're doing all of this work for them?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, correct. I don't know why. It doesn't make fiscal sense. But
No.
So where did we go from there, fellas? So after we finished up at the original Pancake House. So I believe once we finished up at the original Pancake House, we had to go procure something to have the gentleman sign. At Renton City Retro, just to paint a picture, I almost said Sam Clarke, Cam Clarke, and David Hayter, and a good new friend that we met, Gerald Rivers. They were all there as the guests of honor. And Alessio didn't want to give blood money to Spirit Air.
Mm-hmm.
And so he just lived out of a single backpack for a long while. And had to procure memorabilia to have these gentlemen sign. However, I'm forgetting. I don't think we talked about this. I traveled forever.
It was a full day for you.
I felt like I lived in airports. So I drove my car to Kansas City from St. Louis because it was cheaper to fly out of Kansas City by a considerable amount. So that right there was like 5 hours. And then in Kansas City, I got there really early, so I had to be there for like 4 hours. So I'm recording the clip you're about to hear there. And then in Vegas, I had like an 8-hour layover. And I walked around the entire airport many times, made a lot of phone calls, sent a lot of emails, fell in and out of sleep, and finally got on a plane. And then I landed in Seattle at like 1 o'clock in the morning. It was insanity. But let's hear some of me before I lost my mind. Yeah, fuck it. I've got time to kill. I'm gonna go ahead and tell this story. So this woman was sitting next to me, and I swear to God, I happened to hear a marriage end. It was pretty insane. This woman was on the phone for like half an hour, just chewing out her husband and saying some pretty inflammatory shit at like outdoor volume. It was pretty intense. Somehow, after all of that, though, it ended with her saying, "I can't even right now. I love you. I'll talk to you later," and then like hanging up and getting the hell out of here, which was crazy. I'm pretty sure she didn't even get on a flight. I'm pretty sure she just like left. So I don't know if the flight was like to go back home or what, but she just bailed. It was wild. So just brace yourselves for that. I might let Sam and Isaac know. But I wanted to share that with somebody. So anyway, there's sounds happening, so I'm going to go now. Bye. That was weird.
An origin story, if you will.
But yeah, so anyway, we had to go find some memorabilia. And so, Sam, where did you end up taking us?
I wound up taking you to Game Over in Redmond, Washington, where we saw a number of things, including a Metal Gear Solid 5 guide, with lots of art in it, including the original artwork for Quiet, which was
Scandalous.
boob.
Just boob.
That's it.
They also had a bunch of cool imports and just a bunch of cool stuff, but I ended up snagging a copy of Metal Gear Solid 2 Substance on the Xbox. It had a nice bright white cover.
Yeah, a console he does not have.
Right. So, yeah. So we procured that. It was pretty cool. It was Memorial Day weekend, which we had not planned accordingly for because me and Isaac had to spend a lot of money on airfare. And there was a nice little sign of Big Boss saluting the boss's gravestone at the store that just said like support Memorial Day and like buy some games. And yeah, so we did that, hung out in the parking lot, went and go pee at Dick's Sporting Goods.
We did, didn't we?
Found some
Yes, we did.
found some extremely expensive like lacrosse gloves for some reason.
Struggled real hard with paper towel dispensers. Not me, them.
Huh? Excuse me?
And then from there, I'm trying to think of where we went next.
I think we just went. We kind of like did a weird like drive by my office.
Right, several times we drove in a circle
yeah.
and yelled. We catcalled Sam's coworkers.
We waved at Frank and talked to Sandra.
Good old Sandra. What else did we do, guys? I think we pulled up to the Nintendo of America headquarters and screamed, "Give us Reggie!"
Yeah, don't we have? I know that's part of the video, but I really would like
I'm
some
pulling audio from some of those.
Yeah. So if we could hear us screaming, "Where's Reggie?" That'd be great.
Hey, Nintendo Americas.
She would never do that.
She would never.
Where's Reggie?
Where's Reggie?
Where's Reggie?
Reggie!
Reggie! Oh, dude, you guys want to get dressed up like Crash Bandicoot and step outside with a megaphone and be like, "You're bullshit."
Reggie! And then we went to Fred Meyer.
Oh yeah, we heard
Kirkland, Washington.
sweet Debbie May.
Sweet Debbie Mae West over the intercom telling us about specials.
Yeah, Alessio almost spent too much money on anti-acne face wipes and then opted out.
Mm-hmm. We got some Coca-Cola for our beautiful, beautiful friend Cam Clarke, and some charcuterie for something.
He had some charcuterie to munch on while we recorded a Patriot Club that night.
Mm-hmm.
What else did we do that evening? I think that's about it. We played some games.
We recorded.
Well, yeah, we recorded the
great
Word
book.
of Power.
I thought that was the next day.
No,
That was that.
we did that right before. Did that right before we went to the party on Friday.
Oh, very nice. Yeah, and then we went to the VIP party. We've got tons of audio of this, including David reading snippets from the book.
Yeah.
So let's cut to that.
Hey, this is Alessio with Metal Gear Mondays, and David Hayter's about to walk past me. Let's let this roll. This is so weird. Hi, how are you, David?
I am, yeah.
Hey.
Hey, what's your name?
My name's Alessio, and I run a Metal Gear Mondays podcast.
Metal Gear Mondays.
Absolutely. Wow. How are you? Is it okay that I'm rolling a recorder? Is that all right?
It doesn't bother me.
Perfect.
Metal Gear Mondays.
We actually interviewed Cam not too long ago,
Oh,
so it's
sweet.
really nice to meet you in the flesh.
Well, so nice to meet you as well.
Yeah. Thank you. We'll see you inside. I'll let you go, but I appreciate it. We'll talk to you in a little
nice
bit.
to meet you, John.
Yeah, absolutely. That was insanely surreal. I just shook David Hayter's hand.
What the fuck?
That was amazing.
Inside?
Yeah, I guess we should go inside now.
We have to talk to Cam.
Let's do it. That was amazing. All right, we're going inside. Reporting live from the VIP party of the Renton City Retro.
Isaac's pushing me.
Hey, it's Metal Gear Mondays. Yeah, so we're hanging out here in the middle of this VIP party. We're just having fun.
We made some friends.
Yeah, we made a couple friends. Snow, Markiplier.
What's that guy's name?
Which guy? Mark?
The guy.
That guy?
Spencer. No.
Who's Spencer?
Jeremy. No. The guy that you. Steve.
Trevor. The guy with the YouTube thing? Yeah, I think it's Trevor.
Kevin.
No, it starts with a T.
What are you talking about?
The guy with the flash shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah, his name starts with a T.
Is it Trevor?
No, it's, yeah.
Did you figure out how to get up there?
Oh. All right, we're finding sneaky extra backdoors. Anyway, we're hanging out with friends at the Renton City Retro VIP, and we'll be chiming in throughout the night. Here we go. There's David.
Do you have a Coke for him?
We do have a Coke for him. I gotta go.
Makes sense.
Here, hold this. I'm gonna go find my beer.
Okay. He just left his beer just laying around like a psychopath. There could be, he has the book. Could be roofies in there.
Oh my God! It's weird hearing it.
Conversation with Cam.
It was a lot.
Did you like his sunglasses?
Very much so.
I have got a message for you.
Yeah.
We spoke with Debbie Mae West last week. She told us to tell you she said hello.
Oh yeah,
And
fine.
Chris Zimmerman also said hello.
Excellent.
And then who was the other one? Dean Schofield said hello. I don't know if you remember Dean. And then Quentin Flynn also said hi.
Those are my friends.
Liquid. Yeah.
That's Cam Clarke.
Where? Hi. What is your name? Snow? Hi.
This is ridiculous. Sam, Cam called us his friends.
I know. What's up with that?
It's weird.
Do you have the message from Quentin?
Yes, so Quentin also says hello. Quentin Flynn. Of course. Yeah.
Nobody said anything insulting?
No, so Quentin
Quentin definitely did.
Yeah, we would like to at some point, obviously not necessarily in person, do some sort of interview with you. And so Quentin's message to you from us was, do the damn interview, David.
Do the damn interview.
You want me to hold it?
Oh,
do it right.
I guess he was also at Secret Wars with you. He played
right.
Captain America, and
I was Captain America.
You were Captain America, and he was Johnny Storm. I really hope this recorder doesn't sound like straight dog shit.
Yeah, it does.
Oh,
Is it recording?
No. Yeah, I've been
Oh,
recording
cool.
this whole time.
It doesn't.
So how do we play this? Because he's here for a little while. Do we ask him stuff here?
Later.
Right.
Let's let him breathe. He's gonna be here
No,
for a
no,
while.
for sure, for
Let's
sure.
like,
Bombarded by
yeah. Let's do some BR. Finish our beer.
Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, I'm almost done with my beer. David's looking at me again, and I don't know what to do.
Why don't you go say hi to him?
David, I feel like I have to ask you, just because we've been like getting more and more interviews.
Yes.
If I sent you, like, would you be open to an audio-only interview for our podcast? Not now, but I mean at some point. Like if I sent, like, how do we correspond? Because I can't find an email address for you. I just have like a phone number for your agent.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be easier for me if we did it here,
Okay.
if you want to.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that'd be amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, let's just do it here,
Okay.
or ask Amelia when a good time would
Okay.
be, and I'll be happy.
That'd be amazing. Yeah. Whatever you're free for, I just want to, whatever's most convenient for you.
Yeah, well, that's easy because I'm here to work, but when I'm back home, I'm
Yeah.
I'm doing less interviews and stuff.
Right.
I'm just like,
I'm sure you're working on writing and all
yeah,
that stuff.
just got a lot of stuff going on. So
Yeah, of course. Okay.
But up here, I got nothing to do. So
Okay. Yeah.
anytime.
Cool. That sounds great. Yeah. I would feel remiss not asking. So yeah, I appreciate that.
It seems to dovetail with your podcast.
Right. A little bit. So, thank you. That's amazing.
Of course.
Cool. Well, we will give you space to breathe, I guess, at this point.
No, this is what I'm here for. I'm here to hang out with everybody.
Very cool. I don't have a pen. Have you ever seen this book? So Scholastic published this in 1990.
Yeah.
We had a listener, Sean from Kansas City, mail us this, and we did an episode covering this book. It's very goofy.
That's very cool.
It gives Solid Snake a name, Justin Haley, and I don't know why. It's very surreal.
Wow.
But yeah, it's original Metal Gear. But
Justin Haley had a strange feeling about this place. Something was in here. He was sure of it.
it's amazing. No, I love it. Thank you. That's phenomenal.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, this is very bizarre. I don't know if you can tell, they photoshopped the gun out because it's a kid's book. And somehow Snake gets through the whole thing without killing or hurting anybody.
Is he just dancing?
Yeah,
What's he
I have
doing
no
there?
idea. Yeah, I'm not quite sure. It's very bizarre, but yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, it was a kid's novel published in 1990, Scholastic and everything. Oh, apparently Seth Godin, like the business guru, published this book. That was a weird find that I found in there.
Wow.
But yeah, a little Metal Gear memorabilia. So, woo. Absolutely. Well, that was it. That was worth the flight that I just sat on for like 18 hours with layover. So thank you, David. I appreciate it.
Thank you. My pleasure.
Shall we meet some more people?
Sure.
After you guys.
Say hello.
All right, we're going to pause this for a little bit. I'm going to go breathe. I don't know if you guys heard. David would be open to doing the interview here while we're here. So that's great. We did it. I'm sorry.
Calm down.
Chill out. Hey,
You're doing great.
We did it.
Doing great. Hey,
You're doing great.
Slap him harder. Slap him harder.
I kind of want to just like pull half and just. It might be
I love it.
I'm so nervous.
This is so weird. He was shaking too. So the listeners at home can't hear this, but David's hands were trembling while he's flipping through our Scholastic book.
Like,
Sean, I just need you to know that David Hayter touched your book. We love you, Sean.
specifically.
a little dirtier than
He fingered your book.
Cam Clarke approved.
Oh no. All right, I'm gonna go take a break for a second. BRB. One love. Jumping backwards in time, we also talked to Cam Clarke, who met us in person for the first time, and I'm so fucking glad we were recording audio for that. So here's that as well. All right, so we're trying to give Cam Clarke his Coca-Cola. He's being a ham with David right now. And the voice of M. Bison's just chilling in the wings back here.
Just hanging out.
Yeah. Yeah, right? Yeah, let's get him. Come on, Sam. Hurry, Sam. Get in there.
I'm Sam. This is Sam and Alessia. We interviewed you a while back.
It's nice to
Pleasure to meet you.
We brought you a Coca-Cola.
We brought you your Coke.
Hey!
Yeah, this deserves a hug.
This is really nice. This is our other co-host, Isaac, by the way.
Oh, hi, Isaac.
He wasn't able to be there.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Do you know a fella named Dean Schofield by any chance? Dino Schofield?
Yes.
So we just interviewed him,
Yeah,
and
we just
he
talked
talked
to him.
all about
We- yeah.
portraying a gay man in Archie
Oh, in
Bunker's
Archie
place.
Bunker.
Yeah, it was
Dino
wild.
is one of my oldest and dearest
Yeah, he told us to
friends.
tell you he said hello.
We also Miss Chris Zimmerman Salter also would like to say hello to you as well.
Yeah, we're talking to her on Friday.
Great.
So yeah, it's wild. And we talked to Debbie Mae West. I don't know if you remember Debbie. She wanted us to say hello to you as well.
Everybody,
Oh, great. Will you
everybody,
please send sloppy wet kisses?
Of course, of course,
Little tongue
of course.
in the air. not like drippy, just
Of course.
Just
just
enough.
a little nibble here,
Yeah.
and maybe a quick.
Just quick pull out.
a quick
Of course,
yeah.
of course.
Can do.
Thank you for inviting us to Renton City Retro. We wouldn't have even known this existed.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
had no
So-
idea. I lived like 30 minutes away from it. I have no idea.
Yeah, we flew like forever to get here, so we're happy to meet
These
you.
guys are excellent interviewers.
Thank you, Cam. Well, we'll let you go on with your night, but
Before we forget, we wanted to present liquid with a Coke in a can, no straw.
no straw. Just like we said.
Yeah, but it's room temp.
Oh.
Take this shit. What the hell?
Damn it.
Oh, no. That's why I gave it to you.
Of course.
He was supposed to.
Well,
it in your-
thank you so much. Somewhere. I would cool it somewhere. In my cold heart.
The joke would go the other way.
Of course,
it's
of
fine,
course.
it's fine.
But thank you so much.
Oh, you
yeah.
bet, guys.
We'll find you around the festival
when does
floor
that,
here.
When do you post?
I think we actually posted it already.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, yep.
And the highest listership ever.
Oh, yeah, we really did. We had a lot of
we really
listeners.
did.
We really did.
We really did. See, your voice is getting higher the more you lie.
No. I promise I'm not lying. Well, yeah, don't let us keep you. I just wanted to say hey early on.
I'm shy around.
Cam Clarke shy? No. Thanks, Cam. Bye. Yeah, absolutely. We're here. Cold Coke.
Put it on ice.
Note to self. Cold Coke.
¿Hablas español este?
Not me, him.
¿Qué es él, pues?
Es mexicano, pero.
Pero no hablas. ¡Qué porquería! ¡Qué sinvergüenza! Hola.
Hola.
¿Cómo te llamas?
Soy Marcos.
Marcos, un placer.
¿Y tú?
Arturo. Bueno, es mi nombre segundo. Así que mi nombre es Cam, pero no suena tan... Camarón.
Está bien.
Camarón.
I love that, man.
That's so wild.
Note to self: cold Coke.
Cold Coke. Cam Clarke, Cold Coke. Cam Clarke, Cold Coke. It's our vocal warm-up.
A delightful human being, that Cam Clarke.
Absolutely. Sam, can you paint a picture of virtual sports? Actually, before that, we met a friend in the parking lot.
Yeah, we did.
We interviewed somebody. We interviewed a lot of random people on
We
the
did.
street, but this is the first.
The first interview with our now friend Mark Ochoa.
Hello, Mark. We hope you're listening to this.
Hey, what's up? This is Alessia from Metal Gear Mondays, and we're talking to a fella in the parking lot here outside of the VIP party for the Renton City Retro. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, this is Mark Ochoa. from Washington, originally from Wisconsin, but
Nice.
moved out here because I heard life's better out here. But
Is life better out here?
with excitement, yeah. the living wage, no, I don't understand this shit.
That's amazing. So, Mark, you said a friend invited you out and then bailed on you? Is that what happened?
I wouldn't say he bailed. It's just that, like, hey, come check this out. This is cool. And then he usually does a lot of cool shit around here, and he introduced me to a lot of cool events.
Nice.
I just went to 2 events that he didn't go to.
Nice.
But it's whatever. I took the opportunity and jumped on it. I actually won a free ticket to come here. It was the weekend, and then I talked to the people on their Facebook page. I was like, hey, how much would it cost to upgrade to the VIP? And they said, just pay the difference. You're solid. So that's what I did. That's what I'm going to do. And so.
Nice. You said
you should go to this thing. I'm not going.
I'm not going to be
but
there.
you should go.
so. We're hanging out outside of Virtual Sports out here in, where are we? Tequila, Washington. You said you were super excited to see David Hayter.
Very excited to see him. I was just, ever since I was a little kid, I always played all the Metal Gears. My older brother introduced me to that, and I just fell in love with it. The play style was totally new to me at the time. So, because a lot of the games were just really action-packed and everything. And so, the fact that you could sneak around and, fuck shit up while you're sneaking is just all the more better. And I just got enthralled with the lore and everything. And so, I'm just here to meet the guy that voices such an iconic character. And
you said you were gonna ask him a question.
I was gonna ask him at least one question about why he didn't get an invite from Metal Gear Solid 5.
Yeah, you jokingly compared it to like camping with your friends every year, and then David just didn't get an invite one year.
It's like they just forgot it. Oh, I must have they got lost in the mail. Sorry about that, buddy. We're still out here if you want to come, I guess.
That's amazing. Well, dude, that's awesome. We're gonna hop in. We're gonna go inside of Virtual Sports, and we're gonna see what life provides us. So this is gonna be awesome. Thanks for talking to us.
Cool. Yeah, no problem.
And then, after a slight confusion, we went inside of Virtual Sports. We met our friend. We met a new friend, Snow. We had some beers.
We tried to play Fortnite.
It did not work. And then David and Cam rolled up, which you heard. And then the weirdest thing happened. David Hayter asked us to play laser tag. But only one would be able to.
Yeah, let's talk about that a little bit. And I'm sorry, I feel like this fucking squeaky chair that I'm in. Can you guys hear that on your end?
A little bit.
Well, now that you're calling attention to it.
Oh no! I
You're fine.
think I'm gonna strike this chair and stand. I think because it was doing this before too. I apologize.
Okay.
But yeah, so the David Hayter thing was actually kind of interesting. So David, I'm not really sure why. I mean, I'm very happy that he did this. Kind of like he was on one side of the bar, I was on the other side, and we were separated by a guardrail. And I think I was talking to Cam about something, and David just kind of taps me on the shoulder and he's like, "Hey, you want to play laser tag?" And I'm like, yes, I would love to play laser tag. Is what came out of my mouth. What was playing in my head was, I don't fucking know how to play laser tag. And that's important for something that's going to come soon. And so
you know how to play Call of Duty, you know how to play laser tag.
Oh, for sure. And so he talks to Emilio, who is the lovely gentleman who kind of founded and operates the Renton City Retro. And Emilio says to us, and I know we talk about it on the David Hayter interview, but we'll probably camp out on Emilio in general because there's an interview with him at the end of this. But Emilio says to us, he's like, "Hey, David wants to play. Would you guys be interested? We're going to kind of curate a small group so that not everybody goes nuts." And we're like, "Sure, yeah, that'd be great." So everybody's like, "Let's go meet over by the door." There's a little bit of confusion because there's a team finishing up a game. We're all just kind of hanging out. And in my head, I'm like, oh my God, me, Sam, and Isaac, and Mark, who, like, for the record, Mark was super stand-up, man. He was there for us. He took pictures. He, like, without even being asked, was, like, offering to help. Mark is also a silent observer during the David Hayter interview, which is amazing. But anyway, so Mark is there too. He's a stand-up dude. He's definitely the kind of guy that like you meet at a concert and you're like, when it becomes a mosh pit, this guy's going to save my life.
Yeah.
And so we're all posted up by the door. We're waiting. Emilio cracks the door open, starts pulling people in that he knows that I'm sure he's wanting to get involved, and it's groovy, whatever, no big deal. And finally, it's like a bunch of people just kind of run through the door, I think. And David looks a little confused because he's looking around and he doesn't see any of us. Yeah. And he even tells Emilio, he's like, hey, I need my guys. He points out there and he's like, hey, you with the curly brown hair, come on. And Emilio goes, come on. And I just like turn around. I look at Sam and I'm like, no, Sam, you go. Sam. And then Sam goes, no, you go. And I'm just like,
no. Now I want to set the record straight here, because you made it sound like I was like, I'm so nervous. I intentionally was trying to get you to go.
Oh, okay.
I was just like, no, this is your moment. You have to go do this, because you were okay. Really nervous. I was intentionally trying to get you to go for you.
Gotcha. Well, I appreciate you doing that, Sam.
Yeah.
And so I say, all right, fuck, I'm going. And so I run in there and immediately I'm just like, oh man, it's just me. I'm scared and alone. And so I'm like sitting in the back corner, and David and Cam, and I guess you guys don't know a lot of this, so I'll go into detail because they didn't allow us to take, like, they were very hardcore about like no cameras. Mm-hmm. And they wanted it to be like a special experience for the VIP people. And they just wanted to do something special and intimate because it's a small convention in a great way, not in a bad way. It's just like a very curated, intimate convention. And so they were very hardcore, no phones, blah, blah, blah. So I couldn't record anything. But they did have like a professional photographer. So I think there are a couple pictures of all of us posing on Twitter. But David and Cam stand up there after they go through the rules and the spiel, and David and Cam are just being hams. They're just like bantering with the rule person and totally in character, being goofy. And they go up there and David's like, all right, team solid. And Cam's like, all right, team liquid. And they're just doing their thing. Cam's just being super goofy about how they're going to get their asses kicked. And David's just having fun. And so they're like, we're going to pick teams like kickball. And so the whole time I'm like, oh shit, whose team am I going to end up on? And Cam up and down later was like, I swear to God, I didn't know you were in the room or I would have picked you. And I'm like, oh, it's totally fine. So David picked me. I think it was like the third or fourth pick. I'm just fucking glowing like a pregnant woman this entire time. And they come out, and the funniest thing, they come out and they give us all of our, they had like fucking weighted vests. The guns were like real guns that had been like repurposed. So they're heavy as fuck. And they have CO2 in them. So when you shoot, it like vibrates. It was crazy. And they go through everything, and Cam pulls me aside and he's like, hey, Alessio, can you show me how to reload my gun?
Opposite teams, mind you.
Yeah, opposite teams. And David comes up and he's like, Alessio, what are you doing? Why are you helping him? And I'm like, it's Cam. I have to help him. And David's like, all right, hurry up. And so they go. And I need to put this out there. So Gerald Rivers was also on our team. So I'm playing laser tag on Solid Snake and M. Bison's team, which is insanity. And Cam goes, look, Alessio, when you see me out there, I'm just going to need you to unload all over me. And then he pauses, puts his hand up to his mouth and goes, oh, well, either way. So we go out there, and the guy who was our referee, we actually interviewed. So I know it's a bit later on in the show, so I don't necessarily want to jump to it now because he talks about some future stuff. But you'll hear from him later in this episode. And super sweet guy. We go through all the rules, everything like that. I thought I was going to do fucking horrid. So we did 3 rounds. The first round was team deathmatch. The second round was King of the Hill. And then we closed on another team deathmatch, I think. And for King of the Hill, and this whole thing is built like a fucking training complex for a SWAT team. Like there's like rooms and like obstacles and choke points and all kinds of stuff. And they're very specific. Like you can't run. You can't just like camp out and shoot people while they're spawning. You can't be past a certain line or whatever. And so me and another guy, we were like, all right, we got this shit. So I'm like, my fucking heart is thumping this whole time. And they are just pumping in the Doom theme song as the music. And so I'm just like on a fucking blood rampage. I'm like, we gotta go fast. And I'm just like, yes. And I find this corner where I can see clear across the map without having to leave this little corner. And I'm just like hiding behind the wall. And anytime I see shadows, I'm poking out, and it's like 2 shots, they're dead. So I'm on like semi-auto. I'm poking out and I'm just like, ba ba ba, you're gone. Ba ba ba, you're gone. Ba ba ba, you're gone. And I'm literally doing this the entire fucking round. And I get back to I got killed a couple times, like I think once or twice. And I get back and I'm like, holy fuck. I'm like the top of the team by almost double digits. And I'm like, oh my God. And so we do King of the Hill. And then me and a lovely girl that was on our team, we posted up as support, and we just kept having people run and activate the King of the Hill beacon. And then me and this other girl were like Mr. and Mrs. Smithing the fucking choke point. And we're just like back to back, like Johnny and Meryl style. And we're like, what do you see him? What do you see? It was intense. And then we do team deathmatch again. And I kind of used a similar tactic, but kind of moved around a bunch. And I will never forget the only time that I got killed on that second round. It was me and Cam Clarke killed each other. And I go, Cam? And he was like, Alessio. And we were both like, damn it. And then when we came to conclude, your boy had the most kills on my team.
Mm-hmm.
It was nuts. So I came outside. We got to see like they had like surveillance cameras set up so you could see from the outside. And I run back into Sam, Isaac, and Mark. And I guess you guys had been playing VR. And so I showed up just sweaty out of my fucking mind. And you guys are also sweaty. And I'm like, what were you doing?
We're getting our asses scared by
playing VR, actually.
Oh. Yeah, talk to me about what all was going on with that.
Isaac kicked a wall.
I
got
kicked
really
a
scared.
lot of things. I think I almost fell into the wall. I didn't realize spatially how crazy you get.
He was getting wild. If you see that big video, you'll see him going fucking nuts playing Beat Saber.
Going fuck wild.
Going fuck wild.
Sam decides to play a horror game. Tell us about that.
I played like 2 minutes of it because we were running out of time on the VR machines. And I could barely exit the room. Scared the shit out of me. There was a point where I thought that somebody had tapped me on the shoulder. And so I took the headset off, and because I thought it was Isaac, and Isaac was standing like across the room from me.
Oh my God.
So I got real scared. And I did not play a whole lot more of it. So that was cool.
I think afterwards we mainly just kind of like hit up the food truck where Sam had somehow befriended the entire staff.
Oh, they were awesome.
That blew my mind. Like anytime I disappeared and then came back to meet up with you guys, you somehow had made more friends. And I'm like, what is happening?
Yeah.
Hey, this is Alessio with Metal Gear Mondays, and I'm talking to Danny, friends with Emilio, who's hosting the Renton City Retro.
Yeah, hello. How's it going?
He's wearing this fucking awesome Metal Gear 25th anniversary shirt.
So, it's from PAX, right? There was that one year that Hideo just surprised everyone and like showed up, right? And he had all this stuff and there were signings. That was the year I didn't go.
Oh, no.
So my friend
I was going to ask if you got to meet him, but...
Yeah, exactly. I still have not met the man, right? But there's still time.
Right. Well, and I know he... Well, he just did, you know, Nicholas Winding Refn, the guy who did Drive, the movie? The guy who directed Drive?
Yes.
So Kojima is in a TV show that he's directing for Amazon. And I know they were shooting in L.A., and Kojima's like in the show. Which is fucking bizarre.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, he's like, that's his first passion, right?
Yeah.
Like film.
Right. He's like a Yakuza guy in the show, apparently.
Oh, okay, that's kind of cool. He's kind of a small guy, but,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
he can look at you like...
Right. I think he has a samurai sword in the trailer.
Holy shit, I gotta look at
Yeah, dude. It's called... I think it's called...
Swearing.
Oh, dude, no, we swear a lot on the podcast. I think it's like old... What is it? It's like old... Too old to die young.
Oh, of course. I did this earlier, I'm not playing that. The title has to have so many syllables and words in it.
Yeah. After Drive, it's like Neon Demon, Too Old to Die Young, blah, blah, blah.
There's this guy.
Yeah, Cam... Cam's diving in.
Yeah, body hopping, whatever.
But yeah, thank you for, I don't know, helping in whatever way that you have.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing yet exactly, but I'm doing something, because...
Yeah. When Emilio's been super nice to us. Like, we emailed him really late, and he's still been accommodating, so that's awesome.
Man, like, everyone loves him. He's that's the thing, is like, you can't get 2 seconds with him, because he's always accommodating everyone.
Right. How long's he been doing the show?
He's been doing this for like, I think this is his third year. Third year, yeah.
3 years running.
Mm-hmm. And the good friend I am, this is the first one I'm attending. So
hey, that's usually how it goes. You gotta wait. You gotta feel it out.
I've got kids, you know. I've got things going on.
Congratulations on kids.
Yeah, thank you. But Metal Gear,
Yeah, Metal Gear family. No, we appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem. Nice to meet you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
I'm gonna get some of this food. It looks
Do it.
That's really good.
But yeah, so we posted up out there. Cam came out to visit us. We all took a group photo. He was extremely happy looking. It's very funny to me because his glasses are crooked and like, yeah, we traded glasses. Cam and I cheersed our glasses and traded glasses. He was very
fun
sweet.
of how blind you were.
Yeah, he had to go home early because he had to get his beauty rest, of course. And David hung out a little bit after. I think Gerald and Cam left together. And then David hung out after, and so we ended up all taking a group photo, which was a lot of fun. We did the mind if I praise Jesus, mind if I praise God for a minute hands.
Yeah,
like everybody did them for some reason.
Yeah, I think I got down on one knee and I started it, and then everybody everybody did it.
And that was the sort of finale to the VIP day, except that night we talked to Emilio outside and we had an exchange, which you'll hear again on the David Hayter interview, but we had an exchange where my goofy ass forgot to apply for a press pass because I forgot that we are semi-legitimate enough to do that now. And so I talked to Emilio and I was like, hey, I know, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, oh, you're the Metal Gear assholes who emailed me. And I was like, yeah, sorry, because I had emailed it was like 2 or 3 days before the event. And he was like, oh, no. He's like, it's fine. I'm just playing with you guys. Let me see what I can do. And we were like, what? And he was like, yeah, I'll get you guys some time with David. I just really appreciate you guys. And I don't think he realized that we actually traveled. And so I was like, yeah, well, I came from St. Louis. Isaac came from Atlanta. And he was like, for the remainder of the convention, he was like, I can't believe you guys traveled. And so he was very kind. And we even ended up hanging out with Emilio after the entire convention was over. And that was a really awesome experience.
Yep.
So Emilio Morales, wherever you are, God bless your soul, amazing human being. And so we hung out afterwards and did all that stuff. And then we took off for the night after I skateboarded in the parking lot with Mark, which was fun.
Which fucking, of course you did. Every single time I've met Alessio in person. I've known Alessio for about a decade now. And we've met in person like 4 times. Every single time he finds some way to skateboard. And it's fucking...
It's a superpower.
It's a superpower. The first time he was skateboarding with Aaron DiPasquale in the parking lot of his apartment complex. Like, it's just... it's just...
I don't know how It's weird, too, because when I come to visit you, in the back of my head, I'm always like, man, I'm really jonesing for some skateboarding. And then it just happens organically. It's very weird.
It's like one of those things where it's like you leave him alone for 1 second, you come back, he's fucking skateboarding, which is exactly what happened this time. I walk away. I think I was getting like something at the food truck. I turn around, you're skateboarding in the parking lot with Mark. I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, cigarette in my mouth, slice of pizza in my hand, hitting a sick grind while listening to like the
ska version of the Metal Gear theme song playing in the background.
Oh, of course. That's my MO, I think, at this point. Not good at it, mind you, just around for the fun. But yeah, so then we got in Sam's car, drove back home, kind of decompressed, sped, drunkenly put together notes for David's interview while watching other interviews because we could not fucking believe that after talking to David, he was like, hey, let's just do it while I'm here in town. And we were like, oh shit, we did not plan for this. So we spent that night rushed planning for this.
Well, me and Alessio did. Isaac fell asleep. Which was honestly the smart move, I think.
Yeah, because I think we all, I will say this, for the remainder of the convention, we always woke up pretty fucking late.
Mm-hmm.
So we pretty much rolled to the convention center pretty much every day, like at 11 or 12.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Which actually worked out because every time we rolled up, it was always like time for a panel.
Yep.
So we showed up to the convention. There's definitely videos of this. We showed up to the convention on the first day, met our boy Mark, and then proceeded to hand Coca-Colas to Cam Clarke for the second time.
Mm-hmm.
Why did he reject it the first time?
Because they were room temperature.
Yep. So we came back with 2 chili boys.
Mm-hmm. They were ice cold. I gave him 1 room temperature Coke on Friday. Came back on Saturday with 2 ice cold Coca-Colas.
For those who don't remember, why did we bring him the Coca-Colas, Sam?
Because if you remember the interview we had with Cam Clarke, he made a reference that Liquid wanted Coca-Cola in a can, no straw. And who are we to deny Liquid Snake?
There's a new friend of the show, Snow. Follow her as Forbidden Kraken on YouTube. Oh, there's Mark. Mark! Hey, what's up, dude? Get him on video. We met a friend again.
Hey, how's it going?
What's up, dude? It's good seeing you. Is that a Breaking Bad?
It is. It's actually a Breaking Bad and BoJack Horseman.
Oh, that's amazing.
Oh, that's so cool.
Breaking BoJack Horseman.
Yeah.
All my life, all I wanted was Barbie Coke on ice. My whole life, I was too poor. Then I met these sweet little boys who had no money either, but they scrimped and saved and they sold their bodies on the corner to buy me not one, but 2 Barbie Cokes. I'll never forget these guys. Turtles fight with honor. And things go better with Coke. How much money do I get for advertising?
We'll talk with our rep. We'll talk with our
man, I'm so over this.
Karma agent.
I love it. I was going to have you sign this if that's okay.
All right. I also need a Musketeers photo of the whole game.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks for stopping by. It's been a pleasure to meet you. Sorry if I enjoy a refreshing moment of Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola is really great, don't you think? Okay, stop.
That's the.
Thank you, Cam.
So that happened. Cam then proceeded to have a Coca-Cola commercial filmed about him. But very kind guy. So we spent the first little bit, but I think the first panel was actually at like 1:30 that day. And so we spent the first little bit hanging out with the guys, making our rounds.
Playing Dead or Alive.
Yeah, we were looking. Yeah, Dead or Alive and Tekken. Or no, it was Dead or Alive that first day. And then we like looked around at all the wares and found a bunch of cool stuff and kind of pinpointed like what we wanted to do when we got back. We got our shit signed, I think, that day right then. So I managed to get an M. Bison signature for Sam's roommate. Super awesome dude. And then we had David and Cam sign some stuff for us, and I took a really goofy picture with David because I was a bad enough dude to talk to David with a Sailor Moon shirt on. And then from there we went to our first panel, and I might go ahead and grab some audio from the panel video here.
Yeah. I don't remember what it was, but I lived in Japan. I went to high school in Kobe, and I went to an international school that was English speaking. And this video game company came and said, we need 4 guys who can speak English to do voices for console or for stand-up arcade games. So again, I don't remember what games they were, but I've been doing video game voices since they invented video game voices. And you? You got a much more impressive video game career or voiceover career than I do. Oh, well, it's true. Oh, it's true.
I got my start back in 1864. 1964. My family had a television series back in the 60s called The King Family.
Listen, we already talked about this on our podcast, so go listen to it.
Yeah, go listen to it.
And for anybody who's like, Alessio's laser tag story is rubbish, well, here are samples of David citing my victories.
He was on my team. This was the highest scoring guy on my team. I said kill the ball, and he did.
So I'm going to talk like this so everybody can hear me. Perfect. So I know Cam doesn't play games. David, had you played the original Metal Gear on the NES before taking your role?
I did not. Not because I didn't want to, I just didn't have an NES system. So, no, I would love to play. That's right. Okay, you caught me. I totally have one and I didn't want to play it. No,
We're the NSX version because you were in Japan. Gotta cover my ass.
Right. Yes, always cover your ass. That's Hollywood rule number 1. No, I never did. I would love to have played the games, but I really didn't know anything about it until I got the PlayStation version. Until I got booked on it, and then I never went back. So, but I would love to, because I was always curious about Gray Fox's story in Zanzibar Land and all that. So I would love to play it someday, but waiting for them to re-release it on something that I've got.
I think the best part's just the way that David says, and I told him to kill all of them, and he did. Yeah, that was my. I think that was my favorite thing he said to us the whole time. Like, I just fucking lit up. I was so happy to hear that. But yeah, I had a lot of fun on that panel. What did you guys think of the panel? I thought Randall did a killer job.
Yeah, it was a very cool panel. Hearing Snake and Liquid Jesus, Cam and David talk about experience in the industry and all kinds of stuff. It was a very fun panel. We were front and center. Had a great time listening to them. We stuck around front and center for Gerald Rivers, and oh my god,
and then cried, and then
I actually like did deal. Like I teared up. Like
I did as well.
Yeah. Holy shit! Like we listened to Gerald Rivers talk about like growing up in Compton as a kid, and you know the presumed origins of like the Crips and his life growing up and being the voice of Martin Luther King Jr. With the blessing of the King family, and just like his it was such an incredible like panel, and it was very much about like it was voice acting in video games for the first half of it, and then I think Alessio kind of was the one that set it all off. He asked a question because Gerald is Ahab in production of Moby Dick, and Alessio asked what's your white whale, and Gerald just says racism, and then it gets real.
Yeah, the moment he, because he paused for like a millisecond, and then he just fucking hard snapped into racism. And from that moment, I just wanted to stand up and be like, it's about to get real. Because the whole rest of the fucking 30 minutes that were allotted, it was just us on a fucking joyride, and it was insane.
Yeah. So such a wonderful experience, like just hearing him talk. Gerald, who we just discussed, he's the voice of M. Bison. He's also the voice of some other characters, X-Death from the Dissidia Final Fantasy games and various other characters. Yeah, so that was what we did, and then we went back to the convention.
Yeah, hung out with our buddy Mark some more. I think that when we got back from the panel is when you and Isaac, I think I was in the bathroom, as I often am. I'm the opposite of Johnny. I just pee all the time. And Sam and Isaac had befriended Randall while I was away. And that's when I found out that we were going to talk to Paul on the show.
Yep. We got more food at the food truck.
Yep, because that same food truck was at the convention, and
it was fucking dope.
I remember,
it was so good.
It was so good.
I wish I remember what it was called.
It's like same. I can't remember.
Same. That night, something special happened after though. We did our first drink up meetup.
Yeah, we did.
Oh, but before that, we met a friend for food, right?
Yeah, we met Jordan Carroll, who
bless you,
Jordan Carroll, who ultimately I think is the reason why we're even doing this podcast. Honestly,
yeah, he's the only reason why we know each other.
Yep. Because if Jordan hadn't started the website, Tony would have never talked to Alessio. Alessio would have never come to the website. Never would have. So all kinds of stuff. So who knows what would have happened if not for Jordan Carroll? But we met Jordan Carroll for pizza, and then ate some very, very weird experimental style pizzas that were very good.
Can we talk about how the IT director from Twitter thought I was recording his conversations?
Oh yeah.
That was surreal. So we're just sitting there doing our thing, and I had been carrying this like handheld recorder, which you're hearing all this shit from. In
which,
my
mind
pocket.
you, kind of looks like a taser.
Yeah, and so I had been carrying it in my back pocket because my front pocket is where I keep my wallet and my headphones, and so I pulled it out. I pulled it out and just kind of left it on the table, and I didn't realize it was like aimed at these people sitting next to us. And he just kind of taps me on the shoulder and he's like, "Hey, what's that?" And I was like, "Oh, it's a handheld recorder." And he kept asking questions, and I was like, "Hey, not to be weird, but I'm just gonna cut to the chase. Are you guys nervous that I'm recording you? Because I promise I'm not. I can take the batteries out if you want." And they were like, No. Why do you have that? And so we then started to tell the story of the podcast. And then like in that moment, he found us on Spotify and subscribed to us in front of us and was like on it. And I was like, okay. And then I realized that I never asked him about himself. And so I was like, oh, well, fuck, let me correct this. And so I was like, well, I never asked you what you did. And he's like, oh, well, I'm one of the IT directors at Twitter. And I was like, what? And immediately, because Jordan works in software development and like web dev. And so immediately I was like, well, Jordan here fucking works in software dev stuff. Like, you guys should sync up. And Jordan's like, oh, hey, nice to meet you. And then we get all of our pizza, and they're very kind. And yeah, so I don't know if that guy ended up listening to the show, but I hope he did.
After this moment happened, Jordan departed from us, and we proceeded to march our way to Spin, where was the Macy's before or after Spin?
It was after, on the way back, because we could see it with our eyes.
That's right. So we went to Spin, which is a cool bar that does ping pong in Seattle, where we met my roommate Justin, and proceeded to watch the most epic game of Jenga I've ever seen in my life.
Oh yeah, like from across the venue, we were watching this couple play like power Jenga with these massive fucking blocks.
Yeah, it was buck wild.
When it came down, it sounded like a fucking bomb went off.
Yeah. And I went after the game ended. I walked up to them. I said I told them like how much I fucking admired their game of Jenga, and they were just really thankful somebody was watching it, because you almost couldn't believe how ridiculous it was.
Right. Isaac, what were your thoughts on Spin?
Oh, I loved it. It was a cool little
slice of Seattle life.
Slice of Seattle. Is that what y'all do on the weekends?
Yeah, dude.
It was cool.
It was a ping pong
bar. They just had like lines of ping pong tables and ping pong
lines
balls
of cocaine
all over the place.
everywhere.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That was amazing.
A bathtub filled with ping pong balls that we did partake in at the end of the evening.
There were
Isaac befriended the bouncer because he was from Atlanta.
Oh yeah, Savannah. He's from Savannah, baby.
Savannah baby.
I'm from.
His name was
Atlanta,
actually
baby.
Savannah Baby, which is funny.
Yeah. Got a problem with that?
No,
Wow.
not at all.
But yeah, we it was just us, Mark, and Justin. I wish that some folks would have come out, but I think we're just
Don't
getting
shame
started.
the listeners.
No, I'm not. We're just getting started. We'll do another one once I have concluded my move. Hopefully, we can get together in Atlanta, get some of that Chattanooga love from Tennessee. Cole Duncan.
Cole Duncan's the only 10 I see.
Yeah. And then after Spin, we encountered Sam's two boys.
These are my sons. These are my boys. Why are you running?
What did tell us about these boys, Sam? For anybody who doesn't have the Patriot Club, who's probably already heard this story.
Yeah, so we're walking back to where I parked my car, and we come across a Macy's that has a ad of these three gentlemen in the window. One of them's an older black gentleman with two younger black gentlemen. They're all wearing a very similar color scheme of clothing, and the older gentleman just looks so proud of the boys. And so we're just like, that's probably Benny Way's really proud of his sons. That's his name's Benny Way.
When they're smiling with these fucking perfect white teeth.
Oh yeah, cheese and hard. And so we said, these are my sons. These are my boys. I am so proud of my sons.
Yeah, we were just dying. Well, and then we encountered more skateboarders. There were a bunch of nighttime skateboarders.
Yeah, dude.
You can never kill the skating spirit. And then the car garage ate Sam's car.
Yep, we thought. Yeah, we were very scared for a second because we couldn't get into the garage to get out, and then we were afraid that we couldn't get out of the garage once we finally got in to get my car. So it was a harrowing experience. And then on the way back, we listened to.
I fried my vocal cords.
Mm-hmm. We listened to Slipknot on the way home, and it was
System of a Down, brother.
Oh, Slipknot, System of a Down. I'm so sorry, Jesus, yikes. Big mistake, big yikes, big oops.
So here's one thing that we didn't talk about, and I know there's a whole episode dedicated to it. We were so goddamn pumped because we had talked to David Hayter that day.
Yeah.
We interviewed David for the show.
I fucking know.
No, I
Why
know.
are you
I'm just
yelling at
excited.
me?
I'm sorry, I'm not. I did. So a quick story about that, and the reason why I bring it up is like my fucking adrenaline had been going like the entire trip. And it wasn't until we talked to David and concluded and wrapped. And I guess I just told like through all of the travel fatigue, all of the late nights, all of the like prep, I was just wired. And the moment we hit stop recording on David's interview, and I told Sam this when we got to the pizza place, it's like my body was just like, we've done
Nah,
the
dude.
thing we came here for. You're done now. And I just like I literally felt my entire body just like start to shut off. I was like, oh my god. So I was getting really tired, and so by the time we got to Sam's car, it was just sort of like the system kicked in, and I was like, time to fucking sing until my throat dies.
Yep, time to fucking mosh, dude. And it ripped.
Yeah, Justin was like, holy shit. He was like, Alessia was back here getting it. Like I was so fucking
I think we scared Justin a little bit.
Yeah, but it was fun. We came back. I think we played games that night too with Justin.
Yeah, we played a bunch of Battle Royale with Justin.
Yeah. Isaac fucking got real far. I think Isaac got like top 8 one game.
Isaac got top 3.
Oh yeah.
Oh, just hiding. That's my thing.
Basically, but like it's a legitimate strategy. If you played a Battle Royale, it worked. Whatever works.
So we had a lot of fun.
Whatever it takes, the Avengers.
We did VR the next night, right? Or was it? Yeah. No, it was the next night.
It was Monday night, I think.
Oh, right on. Yeah, so let's I guess let's get into Sunday. I'm trying to think of the moments where we had the recorder. I think obviously I'll probably splice some stuff in kind of organically.
Well, we definitely had our Tekken battle.
Oh yeah, that's in the video for sure.
That is
so you guys tell me about this Tekken battle.
Well, me and Isaac decided to play Tekken 7. And I was Kuma and he was Panda, and we were just doing a lot of hugging. We hugged each other a lot.
It was
very cute.
Fun.
It was fun. I think Isaac might be a secret Tekken ringer.
Yeah, Isaac was real goddamn good. Well, and speaking of Tekken, Mark had been whipping my ass at Dead or Alive like consistently. And since then I have procured Dead or Alive 6 and have been training for the day that I can fight him again. But we started playing Tekken 7 and I forgot Akuma is in that game.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, oh shit, Akuma's like my main from Street Fighter 4. I was like, let's fucking rock. Like I'm going to show this dude what's up. And I then proceeded to like 10 matches in a row, just fucking go nuts.
Yeah,
and he was like, oh shit. And I was like, yeah, dude, I know how to play. I'm not a good Dead or Alive player. But yeah, so that was a lot of fun. Yeah, it was nuts.
Sorry, Mark.
Yeah. No, Mark's fucking awesome at fighting games. It's just, I think my fucking muscle memory just kicked in and I went nuts.
Because in Tekken, Akuma plays like he does in Street Fighter. There's a few slight differences, but like his combos are the same and similar.
It was
style.
Good. Yeah, it had been a long time since I'd played Akuma in anything, and I was just like, I even remembered like his crazy super that like fucking one shots people, like even though it's like super weird and hard to pull off, I just like did it immediately. I was like, oh, boom, 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 and just like hit him with it. And he's like, what the fuck is this? But yeah, and then we filmed Sam and Isaac doing the real life version of their Panda Bear fight.
Yeah, it's pretty cute. It's cute.
So that'll be in the video. There was also a panel that day for the voice actors panel, and it had all 3 of the guests.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a lot of fun. My favorite is like in the first panel, you hear Cam say, "Hey, who let these guys in the front row?" Just like clearly pointing at all of us.
Mm-hmm.
And then during the second panel, there are definitely moments where you can tell that he spotted us in the back.
Oh, he did.
Yeah, it was really funny. He like pointed at us and like waved at us while the panel was happening. Yeah. So he just, I want to see if like I can find the spot in the panel where he does, because he just like looks up and he's just like and he waves and we just kind of give him like a knowing. Yeah, he was very excited to see us.
Isaac, what else did we do for Cam that morning?
I'll tell you what. Before heading to the convention, we stopped by because Sam needed gas for his car, and there was a nice little flower stand on the corner, and we thought it was a good idea, just to show Cam our appreciation. We'd buy a bouquet of flowers for him. So we did just that and presented it to him And
Yeah, I can cut in some audio for folks who don't get the video, but the video is quite wonderful.
yeah,
Mhm.
it's heartwarming to say the least.
He sure did appreciate it. It was very nice. And that was like the moment where like we knew that he liked us, but it was like kind of that one moment where it was just like, wow, now this is Uncle Cam.
I know you're flying tonight, but I just want to say thank you. Sincerely, if it wasn't for you talking to it, possibly we would not have gotten here. I hired you to work on any other team
We get here flying, but it's like a similar thing.
I am flying in business class, so there will
They better
be room.
Oh, these are wonderful.
I think my favorite was after that moment, he then began to like almost like drive by us with like weird flower things.
Mhm.
So at one point he like had the flower behind his ear and just like walked by and winked. And then my favorite was he went to go to the bathroom and he had like a flower in his teeth. And he looked over at us and he kind of like winked and started nodding to like follow him into the bathroom. And I was like, Cam. And he was like, come on in. I was like, oh my God. It was very funny. Cam was great. Sam, we also played some games that involved some unconventional controllers.
Yeah, we did. That was on a Saturday. We played that, but still, we basically played Flappy Bird with lemons. So that was fun. Or an apple and a lemon, and so you have to hold on to one of the fruits and tap the other one to get the controls to work. And I was very into it. I did very good. Apparently, I have the record for the time for that morning so far. So I was very proud of that.
For that one morning so far.
Yeah, well, I don't know, like, listen, I don't know what happened after, but I knew I was the undisputed champion for a little bit, so I'm going to hold on to that as long as I can.
No, dude, you should. I'm trying to see if I can find, I've got like a stack of business cards. I'm trying to see if I can find the business card for the lovely artist who took our commission. Do you have that information?
I do. I have that. Hold on. I need to get up and, hold on.
Amaya
Hold on.
or something like that? Amaya?
I don't, hold on.
Let's just start, we'll just spout
hang
random
on,
names until
hang
Sam
on,
comes back.
hang on.
Henry.
Hang on.
Asia.
Hang on.
Alicia.
Aaliyah.
Eleanor Rigby.
What?
Her name was Eleanor.
No, well, it wasn't.
No, I know, I'm teasing.
Eleanor is Amaya Kokame.
Oh, I was right.
She was wonderful. Her and her
who you
father
can-
were there.
Yeah, so you can follow on Instagram at AK04_art. She's very talented. I bought a Persona 5 piece from her, and then we commissioned a Metal Gear Mondays commission of us. So we're gonna be getting that pretty soon. She's in the middle of finals right now, so we're
Yeah, her mother lovingly sent a text to Sam. It was very sweet.
It's like she will be getting back with you. She is focused on finals, which I respect. I respect that hustle. So
Yeah, you get it, girl.
Get it, girl.
Well, let's talk about the other artist, the guy who we bought the enamel pins from and the stickers and stuff. I can't remember that guy's name. Wasn't it like Coastalvania? Is his line? He was awesome. He was fucking rad, man. He had these really cool. So I bought this enamel pin of it's the Phantom Limb, like red arm from MGS5, but it's shooting a peace sign and has a snake wrapped around it. And then I also bought some stickers. It was like the plastic love, kind of like city pop, kind of vaporwave theme, like on a clear sticker, which was beautiful. And then some other stickers like Master Roshi doing what he does.
And I got a bunch of prints. I got a Power Rangers print. I got a
the Game of Thrones DBZ
Game
stuff
of Thrones
was
DBZ
beautiful.
print. It was very good. So I got a lot of really good prints from him. You can follow him on Twitter and Instagram. It's at Ray Station. That's REYYY Station.
Yeah,
check him
it was
out.
really cool. Yeah, I think his Etsy shop was Coastalvania. I think that's what it was. But yeah, we also ran into a dude who had these really cool fan kind of reprints of the Sega Saturn version of Police Knots.
Mm-hmm.
Looked really pretty. Came with like a soundtrack and everything. I know it was the price was pretty high on them, so we didn't grab one. But they were very like lovingly done, so they look great. And it was that day that we actually talked to some of the people from the expo, so from the convention. So we should probably cut to those. We did Emilio after.
Yeah, after everything was said and done, was we talked to Emilio, Marcella, and Tashia.
Yeah, but we talked to Tashia.
Well, we talked
first.
to Tashia first. We talked to her outside. Kind of got her thoughts. So let's talk to Tashia really quick.
Hi, this is Alessia with Metal Gear Mondays, and I'm joined by...
That's Sam, right?
Isaac. And...
Tashia Ortiz.
Hi, and thankfully, Miss Ortiz is joining us as part of the sort of Renton City Retro crew.
Yeah.
Can you explain to us what your involvement is and kind of how long you've been a part of this whole situation?
So I've been with Renton City Retro for 2 years now, and I do a lot of their graphic design and social media. So yeah, I'm an introvert, and it's funny how I got on board with them. I was, Emilio actually had a gaming store, and I went in to trade video games. And he was like, I was like offering my services, like, do you guys need like a graphic designer or anything? He's like, actually, yeah, we could use you for Renton City Retro. I was like, yeah, I would love to be a part of that. So they've helped me get out of my shell and meet a whole bunch of awesome people in the community. Sirens going off over there.
Emergency.
Just for context, we're standing outside of the pavilion.
Yeah.
Totally fine. Very nice. But yeah, outside of this, had you ever done anything like event-based before? Is this a whole new kind of thing? Like, I don't know. What's the context of your experience prior to Renton City Retro?
I've actually worked with Renton City Comic-Con as well. I've been with them for 3 years.
Because that's Emilio is part of that too, right?
Yeah, yes, he is part of that as well. So I have a little bit of experience in the con world, I guess.
Nice. What's your favorite part of the con?
Just seeing everybody come together in the community and how like friendly everybody is. That helps my introversion a little bit. So.
Was this your first time ever seeing David or Cam in the flesh?
Yes, they're so awesome and friendly, and they converse well with each other. So it's cool to see them go back and forth.
That's one way to put it.
Were you at all involved in the conversations to like get them down here, or what was that like? Was it just Emilio kind of reaching out to them?
Yeah, it was mostly Emilio. He's played the Metal Gear franchise. I've watched people play it, but I haven't played it myself. It's been really awesome.
What are plans for future guests? Do you guys have anybody in mind that you want to bring out here for next year or the year after?
I'm a big Overwatch fan, so I would love to see some Overwatch. I'm actually
you got your Farah going right
I have
now?
a casual cosplay Farah going on that you can't see, but yes, I have the eyeball going on.
That's awesome. So you were also at the VIP party. What did you think of the VIP party?
It's a lot of fun. I love virtual sports. They have VR headsets that you could do. They have a mini golf Mario theme going on too, so that was a lot of fun. Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about the laser tag tournament that randomly happened in the middle of that?
Yes, that was awesome. There was a Solid versus Liquid Snake theme going on. And it's like tactical laser tag too. It's not like, your little kiddie laser tag. They have like actual CO2 cartridges in the guns, so when you shoot it off, it kind of pops off, which was a lot of fun.
That's awesome. Did you guys plan for any of that to happen? It seemed like it happened kind of organically, because David just kind of tapped us on the shoulder and was like, "Do you guys want to do laser tag?"
Yeah, no, we did have a little setup. We wanted like a Solid versus Liquid Snake going on, so yeah, we kind of had that pre-planned.
That's awesome. What does wrapping up a convention look like? Like, what do you guys do when everything's said and done and the doors close in the next couple of hours? Like, what's next for you guys?
It's kicking everybody out. Packing up is pretty easy. I think loading in is when a lot of the chaos happens, and
because a lot of the exhibitors are there, they take care of themselves, right, most of the time. So once they're out, it's probably pretty easy to close down a little bit. Or?
Yeah, definitely. When people come in, it's like showing people their booths and everything, and making sure everybody's in the right spot.
When do you guys start prepping for next year, or is that something that's like already started?
It's already started. We already, taking notes and ready to go for next year. Yeah.
That's awesome. Do you guys make enough from this to like kind of pay for you guys' time, or is this all just like passion project kind of stuff?
Right now it's a passion project because even though we're in our 6th year, it's still, a small community and getting the word out there. There's people in Renton, they're like, oh, I didn't know this was going on. So it's like,
I've lived in the area for about 2 years now, and the only reason why I knew about it is because of Cam, because we had talked to him. So it's good to know it's out here. Yeah. It's very cool.
Definitely.
Nice. I'm trying to think if you could get in your perfect scenario of Renton City Retro, what would like the peak Renton City Retro like convention look like? Like what kind of bells and whistles would you like to see added to the convention?
There's a really nice hotel called the Hayter right on the lake over here, and it would be cool to get like panels on boats and like a whole bunch of cool. I'm really into like experiences and like photo ops, so it'd be cool to have like more props and sets to take photos and more gaming experiences too, because we have about maybe 4 or 5 pinballs and like 10 arcade games, but to get more like arcades in and VR and all of the good stuff. Yeah.
Nice. Do you have any favorite conventions that you like to go to?
I like PAX. I like PAX a lot. SakuraCon, I'm an anime fan. So, yeah, those two are my favorite out here.
Nice. What's your favorite anime?
Right now I'm into My Hero Academia.
Very nice. So we've got listeners like in Australia, the UK, Canada, various random states all over the United States. If there's anything that you wanted to say to them, what would you say to them right now?
Travel the world and see all the conventions, and the community is so like friendly and welcoming all over the world. So like get out there and meet people and explore the world.
Where can people find Renton City and you online?
RentonCityRetro.com, and we're also on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram with the same handle.
Is there anything that listeners maybe can do to help Renton City Retro or kind of contribute or share, even if they're not near here at all?
Sharing any of our posts is always helpful to spread the word, yeah. Share those posts.
Share the love. Share the love.
Nice. Well, thank you. I mean, that's all I had. Is there anything else that you want to say?
No, thank you guys for coming out. It's awesome to have you all.
Thank you.
Thanks.
And how?
Guys, I could be wrong, but isn't it Tasha? Did she say Tasha?
I don't know. Let's
her
leave
name
that
Tasha?
to her. Well, you would have heard it, Isaac, in the interview that we just played. So I don't know why you don't know.
So we'll figure out who's right.
Because you guys are saying it, I'm like, who's Tashia? Who was Tashia?
I'm pretty sure it's Tashia, but only the listeners can tell for sure.
All right.
Watch
it's
a surprise. Watch all 3 of us be wrong.
Yeah, she's like, it's Tazia.
You guys, Taslima.
But yeah, super wonderful. I really enjoyed that she took the time to go hang out with us at kind of down the street a little bit. Super wonderful human. A lot of really cool people put this thing on. They were also like, oh, I totally forgot. We didn't get to mention that we talked to fucking Metal Jesus Rocks from YouTube fame. Yeah. Very sweet dude. He was just walking around. I guess he knows Emilio really well. And Emilio said that they actually filmed in Emilio's game store for some of the early Metal Jesus Rocks videos. So yeah, that crew is like a Renton crew. So if you're in Renton or the area, you should go check them out.
Yep. And then before
What's
we talk
Emilio's
to
store's name? Do you remember, Sam?
I will find out.
Ooh, what is it called?
It'll be fine. Keep going, Sam.
D-pad.
I'm sorry. Oh yeah, D-pad.
That's right. So before we talk to the crew, though, we talked to a cosplayer who fulfilled one of Alessio's deepest, darkest wishes. We talked to Ivy, who was dressed as Bowsette, and very willingly stepped on Alessio.
It was pretty amazing. Bless you, Ivy. I hope you're listening to this.
So we talked to her for a little bit, so we can check that out.
Hey, so this is Alessio with Metal Gear Mondays, and I'm speaking with someone who was dressed as Bowsette just stepped on me, so it finally happened. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Ivy. You can find me on Instagram under IvyMidnight01. I'm actually trying to change my Facebook to that as well, but it's Asagi Ivy cosplays. This is actually really fun. I didn't even think that people would recognize me as Bowsette. And having the randomest request was actually really fun. I'm like, oh, hello, hey, how you doing? What's up?
I want to throw something out there. Alessio, when he walked up to you, said that we have an ongoing joke where we like to be stepped on. No, it's very much a him thing.
We are not. They make a joke about me.
We make a joke about him.
Yeah.
But it's funny. This is very funny. So.
Yeah. Well, thank you for speaking with us. What kind of cosplay do you normally do? There's David.
Oh, there he is.
Well,
Hi.
she's going to go speak with David.
I was, but I have to be at the table because we're just sort of closing up everything.
Oh,
so,
no.
yeah.
Okay,
Plus, all the beers were too fruity for me.
Oh, no. Mac and Jack's
Classic.
actually really nice.
Yeah, that's fine.
Are you a liquor guy?
Would you like me to just
I
grab
just
it?
like a regular type of beer, and they said the only type is Coors Light, and I was like a real beer.
I just noticed the Canadian flag in your Superman. That's
right.
It's beautiful.
I'm excited. Mac and Jack is actually really nice, and it's local, and I recommend it. So would you...
Well, if you want to grab one, if you can bring it over here.
Yeah, I don't mind.
Perfect.
That'd be awesome.
Thank you. No problem.
Awesome.
I never want to stop anybody buying me a beer.
Then that's that. Thank you.
Well, thanks for talking to us. I'll let you get back to buying David a beer.
Yeah, that was totally my biggest fangirl moment right there. I'm like, okay. Cam turned me down, but David was like, yeah, I'll have a beer. And I'm like, hold that thought. I even told the bar lady, I'm like, okay, so if David Hayter swings by, tell him that the girl with the spiky backpack is just gonna go to the restroom really quick.
Oh, nice.
But now that I have his request to bring him a beer, I'm like, who am I to tell Snake no?
Show him the joys of Mac and Jack.
Hell yeah.
Please do.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Have a great rest of your
It
weekend.
was a really pleasure to meet you guys, and it was a total pleasure stepping on you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Bye, guys.
Bye. She was amazing.
And then we talked to the crew. So we talked to Emilio Morales, is his last name. We talked to Marcel Bauer and Isaac,
Tasha,
Tashia, Tasha. Any combination of names. I feel so bad now because if it's not Tashia, I'm gonna be real upset.
It's Tash.
No. God damn it. But yeah, so we talked to them and kind of got their insights into the whole experience of running a convention like this, and that was a lot of fun. So let's listen to that.
Hey, so my name is Emilio, founder of Renton City Retro, not Comic Con. That's the big.
Well, that too.
But I do. I am 33% owner on that one too, so I think that's why a lot of people associate it.
Who do you got to your right?
And then to my right.
I'm Tashia Ortiz, and I do social media and graphic design for Renton City Retro.
Marcel Bauer, director of PR, guest relations, video, a little of everything else, right? Photography, yeah.
All over the place all weekend.
Yeah, so.
Have you guys? I'm sorry, Marcel. Go ahead.
Yeah, just video editing, photography, a little bit of everything.
So, visual, all the visual stuff.
Kind of, yeah.
Nice. What were you gonna say, Millie?
So, if you ever seen our promos, did you guys see any of our promos?
I think I did on Facebook.
We have this cheesy blockbuster porn music promo. So that's Marcel's brilliant idea.
Running around in the wig and screaming at people.
We were talking about it before.
Yes, and that was a wig, not my actual hair.
Because I was expecting you to just pull the hat off and just
let it all down.
Locks, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, well, nice. So Emilio, this is gonna sound a little corny, but you guys made some fucking dreams come true this weekend. Not just for attendees, but for all of us. I never in a million years thought that when Cam Clarke threw out that we should come to Renton City Retro that we would get to meet any of these amazing people, hang out with David, meet Gerald, just like, I don't know, everything's been amazing. Like, since we got here, it's been beautiful. So I just wanted to say thank you from us.
You're welcome.
Yeah. How is this different from past years?
Well, in the past, it's been more of like, so you see a lot of retro games and gaming community. It's been more like a swap meet style, just vendors, a variety of vendors. There used to be toys in here too. So we used to carry toys, video games, and then a small little like free playroom because, you know, after you're broke and shop, you know, you want to do, you want something to do, right? So we're like, yeah, let's add a little free playroom, a couple little tournaments here and there. And then we opened up an organization called RenCon, which is Renton City Comic Con. And with that organization, we just kind of started like the more Comic Con traditional with guests, celebrities, and stuff like that. And I've always had the passion for video games. That's something I just love. I'm actually a competitive Street Fighter player, and Gerald C. Rivers is one of my the characters I use was his Bison. And you know, we live in a Pacific Northwest, but there's just gaming everywhere. We got Nintendo, we got Microsoft, we have indie gaming and just about everything here. So it's like the only leading gaming show we have is PAX. And what I think about PAX is, I love PAX, don't get me wrong, it's just huge. Yeah, it's huge, right? You're 100,000 people in one building, and I'm a Siege player too. So when it had the whole new DLC, I was super bummed because I was waiting for like a good hour for them to say, oh, you didn't register online? Yeah, we do it by QR or whatnot. I was like, what? I've just been waiting for an hour. Like, where were you? Like, why don't you have people like walking in the middle and telling you like, yo, did you sign up? No. Get out of line, right? So that's where I decided, hey, we're in a state where the demand is high. We have video games that were the second largest, the first largest retro gaming expo is in Portland. Seattle's big, has a Seattle Retro Gaming Expo. But I'm like, we need to do something like PAX, man, but not just PAX, not just video games. We gotta have voice actors, panels, da-da-da. So I convinced these guys to do something crazy, and yeah, here it is, Renton City Retro.
Nice. What did he say to you guys to get you guys to jump on board?
Well, first he started crying, begging, please, please, please help me. No, I mean, we love Emilio. He basically just said, hey, I'm trying to put this together. This is gonna be the 6th year for Renton City Retro. But this year we want to do something a little different by having some guests. You guys want to jump on the team and get this thing going. And we started probably around the end of December and somehow managed to throw it all together and put this together.
How did you all know each other beforehand? How did you meet before?
I'll let them tell you that story.
Yeah. My half earlier.
So I met them through Renton City Comic Con. I was actually brought in as a volunteer a couple years ago, basically just to kind of help out, and apparently they liked me for some reason, and they decided to bring me into the core team of RenCon. And so I've been working with them through that for the last couple years. And then, like I said, Emilio asked if I wanted to join the Renton City Retro team. And I said, sure, of course. It shouldn't be too bad. But yeah, it turned out really well. It's a lot of work, but I think people enjoyed themselves.
What kind of, because I know you guys are planning for next year already. What kind of surprises are in store? Are you guys allowed to say? Like, what's going to happen next year?
You want a spoiler? Well, I do love video games, and I am passionate about it. If these two allow me, I would like to bring Double Dragon creators. I would like to bring a lot of Japanese artists. I'm a huge fighting guy. That's my jams. So, we're living in an era where a lot of our heroes are, going to stop pretty soon. And I would like for example, Cam Clarke, David Hayter. I was going for more too, but then there's a budget, right? We don't want to go over it. bringing these experience to you guys before, God forbid, we lose them. So that's kind of everything I kind of grew up with, like in the 90s, early 2000s, is what I'm going for right now. Unless my two other colleagues here say no. But we were in talks with the creator of Castlevania for the Netflix series.
Oh, nice.
So we definitely want to touch some old classics, or Streets of Rage, those guys, and maybe what would be really cool is to have like the music makers and do like a concert and stuff. You see that in like a lot of anime conventions, and I definitely want to do something fun like that, out of the ordinary. Something that, because the nostalgia is huge right now, and we need to grasp it and embrace it before, like I said, they don't want to do it no more. They're retired. With RenCon, we brought in Larry Hama. He's I'm a huge G.I. Joe collector. I don't know if you guys saw the Cobra hat all weekend.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
So
it was so when we were talking to David, it was kind of like sitting on a little cart to the right of us, and it just kind of Emilio's presence was in the room.
So how do you guys go about like booking these guests? Because I know for us on the podcast, like we have a kind of a similar mission, which is like we're trying to document everybody who touched Metal Gear. Like we just want to talk to them so that there's like a time capsule, so that if you 10 years from now go back, you're like, oh shit, here's interviews with everybody who's ever worked on this stuff. So like along those lines, like, I mean, we just kind of send emails in the dark and pray, and we've been getting lucky.
Hope for the best,
yeah. Is that what it's like for you guys whenever you're booking guests, or is it different?
It depends. There's different tiers of guests. There's like the Chris Evans that you'll never get a hold of, or Tom Holland, which I've worked with before, but you got to go through agency with David and Cam. Went through an agency, celebrity booking, which was really good to work with.
Twitter's a good one. That's if you're gonna shoot blind, I would say go to Twitter. I ended up making a lot of connections in RenCon through Twitter, just posting saying, hey, we got this convention coming up, and would you be interested? Or even, who do I reach out to talk about getting you out here? And every now and then they'll actually respond and say, hey, here's my agent, contact them, and then you start kind of going from there. But that's your best, like, kind of blind, shot in the dark is Twitter. People seem to respond a lot better than through Facebook or even emails. I hardly got any responses when I was shooting on that route.
But yeah, I was going to add to that too. Marcel's really good at that. He'll just tweet anyone. Like, he was just having this
no shame at all.
Crazy conversation with Ming from the Comic Book Man. Yeah. And I'm like, dude, I'm going to go see him in Detroit. I went to this con, and I went to Astronomicon. Really fun. It's like ran by this band called Twisted. Anyways, he shouted out to Ming, and I went up to Ming and I talked to him. He's like, oh, that Marcel guy? Yeah. Oh, that's your friend. And then he took my phone. He's like, let me give him a message. And I send him this message. He's like, Marcel, I'm going to be seeing you, man. And, but yeah, it's a good, that's probably one of the best advices that Marcel likes to just, you send them out a tweet, and, they'll catch their attention. They'll read it, obviously. And then they'll be like, hey, maybe I do want, depending on what it is. If you're a con, of course, they're like, hey, extra money.
yeah. And then, of course, when they respond back to you, and then they're like, you find out what it costs to bring them out, and then you're like, well, I don't know if we can, it's quite in the budget,
Nice.
Yeah.
Did celebrity booking work with you guys as far as budget stuff or like logistics or anything like that? Was it pretty chill?
Yeah. They were actually really fun to work with. They were very flexible. They handled everything. It was we've done it without booking agents, and when you just have that booking agency, it's like all stress is gone. I have nothing to worry about. It was just all handled. Everything was handled through them. They have their process, but when you communicate with them, it's good. I definitely recommend that. It just gives you, unless you have a solid team, then a lot of cons can handle it, like Reed Pop or bigger cons like that. San Diego, they have their own crew, but my experience with them was really good.
So it's been like mind-blowing for us to like Emilio so graciously set aside some time for us to talk to David, which our listeners will be hearing at some point soon, which is awesome. But for you guys, like, was this the first time that you had ever spoken with these guys? Like, I mean, I'm sure it must have been like starstruck for you guys too, right?
I'll go. This is a slightly embarrassing.
Perfect.
I have never played Metal Gear.
Okay.
So.
Us neither. No, I'm kidding.
That's our secret.
Yeah, I keep saying that, I'm gonna. I got to get out there and play it because I keep hearing about it. I've always heard about it. I've always been kind of a Nintendo guy, so I just never got around to playing it. But now it's kind of a mission now. Now, especially I've met David and Cam. I've got to play it now. So I'll see what all the hype is about. And, you guys drove all the way out here. So, I mean, come on. There's got to be something to it. So.
Yeah.
It was really cool. I was a little starstruck because Cam Clarke was the voice of the fish from Little Mermaid. Flounder. Yeah, Flounder.
Cam Clarke is great.
He is.
And Simba, right? He was Simba.
Yeah, in the TV show.
Yeah. Leonardo, yes. And
the list goes on.
Yeah.
It goes on.
It's like 600 IMDb lists, like no joke.
Yeah, I know. When we promoted him, right, we're like, hey, we can't just promote him from Liquid. He's like everyone.
Yeah.
What about you, Amelia?
I've been doing it for quite a while now that I can keep the poker face, but you can if you can't tell, I'm a fan of like certain fans. You should know by now. I pick who I want. Hey, I want to meet this guy today, or definitely Metal Gear Solid has been a big part of life. It's so funny. I wish we had more time to engage with you guys because there were some huge Metal Gear Solid fans here that are close friends of mine, and a lot of my friends came here to support that. And I did give everybody an experience that they were just like amazed and blown away, and I was really happy that I think was it two of you guys that went laser tagging?
Yeah.
I wish it was the whole crew. Fortunately, like when you're in a moment, everybody was like, I was the bad guy, man. I was the bad guy.
You weren't my bad guy. You were my hero.
I was like, curly hair dude, come here. But I knew what you were doing. We talked. That's why. But if you guys would like been together, I probably would have pulled you guys. But then you guys stuttered, so that's the first problem. Don't stutter, just go.
Right.
But yeah, it was a fun experience, man. I geek out in a different way. That somebody probably took my stuff, I can tell. But it's fun. It's fun to me. There's moments that I've had many moments that I can share, one day, and you would never. The moments you felt, right? That intimacy you felt. I felt that with a lot of stuff, man, and it's still a good feeling. It still makes you happy because you did grow up with this, and at one point, like, dude, I skipped school to get this game. I skipped school to go get Metal Gear Solid and beat it in 2 days. So, I was pissed off that the code was in the back of the game. But
so was a lot of people.
So we've got, like, our listener base is kind of like all over the place. I mean, thanks to the internet, we've got like UK listeners, Australians, Germans, like Canadians, just people all over the place. And so I know not all of them can like necessarily drop however much money, $1,400 to hop on a plane and come to Renton. But for those folks that are online that want to help, or they want to contribute, or they want to share what you guys are doing, what can they do?
Just look up on our social media, share. Actually, you should ask our social media and graphic designer over here because I'm not allowed to post, guys. That's the
did she ban you from posting?
If you ever see like ghetto writing,
I always have to correct his grammar a lot.
Yeah, Amelia, you spelled this wrong. Amelia, call me here. Amelia.
Readers, I'm not allowed to post. You'll see when I post.
I got on his butt this weekend. He was like posting shaky videos. It's like, what? You can't be posting these.
I guess I was a fanboy, right? If I was shaking. But yeah, just share our social media.
Renton City Retro.
RentonCityRetro.com and Renton City Retro on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Just remember, we know what we want to do. We know our cap. We're always going to go for intimacy. If we do expand, it's going to be still like a smaller number. We don't want pack size. We already have a PAX, but we want something where we do bring some people in, but we can give those opportunities. I'm just like you guys, right? So other places, I get it. There's regulations, there's rules. Luckily, I don't follow them. So that's why you were at the position you were with, and I'm happy because you guys are doing a good thing too. It's not just like your regular or just hey, look at me, right? It's an actual podcast about this, and you know what? I support it. I love it. I love Metal Gear, and we have a common love. So.
It's awesome. I don't want to eat up too much more of you guys' time. They're starting to dim the lights on us. But I did want to just, from all of us and all of the listeners, like, thank you guys for putting this thing on and just say that, like, seriously, this is like a dream come true. It was like one of the most surreal weekends I've ever had in my life. And yeah, I just wanted to leave it to Sam and Isaac to also sign off and say thanks.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure. I'm very glad that I know about this now because it's wild, like living here, living nearby, that just. And it's nice to have something like this that's close, that's intimate. You can get the experience, and I'm glad I was able to bring my friends out and really.
Yeah, for me, this is actually probably my first gaming convention, and flying out from Atlanta was a pretty cool experience, and then getting to meet all the people and David Hayter. All the guys.
We're really thank you. Like we're really honored that you guys came from a long place in Atlanta and St. Louis, right? And it makes you feel good as a promoter, right? Yeah. That's always a challenge, man. It's promotion, getting the word out, And luckily, Cam did his post, and you guys are here, and I'm glad you guys did a quick book, and you're here. So thank you. We appreciate that. So the fact that we're able to make your dreams come true touches us too.
Yeah. I think we were recording a podcast, and we found that David Hayter and Cam were going to be here, and we automatically bought the tickets.
I remember
first time they've been together, man. We did it.
I remember we were talking to Cam, and he told us about it, and we were still talking to him, we were still interviewing, and I was just like, ticket. Got it. It was just like, it was pretty cool.
I did want to ask, so it's the first time being together. Was that the plan, or did you guys it just organically?
Yeah.
It almost didn't happen. It was like we had it, and then next thing you know, they were like, oh, David can't make it, but Cam can still come out, and then just somehow everything just aligned, and we were able to get both of them.
It was tough, man, and I don't know what the future tells, but we definitely like groups. Even when we had our G.I. Joe, we wanted a bunch of voice actors because it's fun. What we wanted to do is a panel where we read scripts, and then we do it in character voice, right? But then
because that's what you had that voice actor panel today, and David David was talking about that, where they would get a voice, and that sounds pretty cool.
But in the future, you never know. I mean, we built a pretty good relationship, and they're really happy with us. So who knows? Maybe next time we'll bring a huge Metal Gear Solid cast.
We'll definitely be there. Seems do you have one more?
Yeah, I had one quick question. So if we assume that budget was not an option, who's your one white whale? I got to get this person at Renton City Retro.
I don't know. I'd have to think about that one. For retro, I don't know.
Or just anyone in general.
It is in general. It doesn't have to be. Yeah.
It doesn't have to be a video game guy.
On the spot. Pretty much any of the DC guys. I know I'm trying to pick which one. I think Momoa would be cool to meet, because I'm a huge DC fan, but he just seems like such a cool dude, man.
Good energy.
Yeah, he just seems like
big Momoa energy.
The kind of guy you just want to hang out with, right? So that would probably be mine.
Matt Mercer, he does the voice of McCree, and a lot of other. He's so many voices that he does, but it would be cool to have him out.
Matt Mercer. If I can pick, I think I don't know. That's a good question.
Kojima?
Just to take his glasses.
Yeah,
dude. Although Cam has some dope glasses, man.
Hey, I asked him about it. He said he got them from Fast Frames. I was like, all right, word.
like where though?
Well, I'm not gonna tell you. It might be a website or something. I don't know.
It's a good question. But I'm really into games, so if I were to pick someone, it would probably be like the creators of like Streets of Rage or Double Dragon or Castlevania, just something nostalgic like that. So I mean, it's not really big, but it's like
it's from the heart,
right?
though.
That's my problem. That's my mistake. But hey, a lot of people like it, right? That's because
it wouldn't be a mistake.
Well, not really a mistake, right? It's I take that back. Sorry to listeners. What? That was a mistake? No, I take that back. Let's see. Yeah, I just think. I did. David and Cam Clarke. What else do you guys want?
Yeah, good answer.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Well, and also special shout out to the Metal Jesus Rocks guys and all those folks that came out, and like I did not expect to see that guy.
Lindsay. I could tell you history of Jason Lindsay.
Oh, scoop.
Jason and I go back 10 years. So Jason, he was actually he approached. Well, so did you guys go to the store? I own a store down the street.
We're actually going at some point while we're still here. So yeah.
I used to. I gave it to my brother. My brother owns it now, and I didn't want anything over my head, so I was like, "No, you have it. I do these now." But so I opened up D-Pad about 10 years ago. It's like a 200 square foot. Like it was like total dive, man. And this tall, like, long hair guy comes in, and I'm like, oh my God, what does this guy want? You would never in a million years think he's a game collector, right? So he told me all this stuff. He does his channel, blah, blah, blah. 200 subscribers. I'm like, yeah, okay, but you're cool, so let's hang out. And we started talking and talking. He would always come back. 200 subscribers, man. He throws this little like video game get together, like 10 people show up, 6 people show up or something like that. But I showed up. And we hung out, and 600K subscribers now? It's like, holy. But there was times where he would come over, and I think in his group, like there's Radical Reggie. He was my old roommate for like 8 years.
Oh my God.
So there's a lot of history here, man. And to be honest, we were sitting down, and he's like, hey, you ever want to stream? Or because I had a store, and I would get all these like rare video games, like, here, you can borrow these, here's like 12 games, go review it. So he would review. If you look at like his first games or first videos, he'll say shout out to D-Pad, because he would use all the stuff. And we grew together, and he was like, hey, you ever want to do video? And then Reggie, then they would do videos and stuff, and I'm like, nah, I want to open up a video game store and, like maybe do a convention, and that'll be funny. You get all famous, I'll book you or something. And Renton City Retro 2019. I'm booking my friend. He's coming to my convention. So
you painted the prophecy.
Yeah, man. So that's the history. John Riggs, we go back to met him through the Portland community, the video game community. Kinsey. Met her years ago at Seattle Retro Gaming Expo, and hello everybody. Jay from the Game Chasers, which we're probably gonna hang out with later if you guys want to join. Oh, nice. But yeah, we're a real small community, man, and the Northwest has so much collectors, so you can't fart. Everybody will know you'll fart. So but we all love each other, man, and so it's a huge community, and you guys are now a part of it. So welcome.
Thank you.
Can't get rid of us now.
You're stuck.
Well, we appreciate you guys taking the time to talk to us. We know you guys have more work going on, so we'll let you go. But yeah, thank you guys so much, and we'll let you know when the episode comes out. And we're looking forward to sharing it.
Thank you. Thank you. And then one more thing, man. If we ever have anything, just feel free to just PM me, man. You don't need that shoot in the dark email with me.
Twitter. Right on.
Twitter. And then you'll know if I, reply.
We'll know what you
Yeah.
And how.
It's great, guys.
Yep.
Thanks, Sam.
So after that, we kind of got scrambling a little bit. We actually wound up helping someone.
Michelle.
Michelle,
awesome.
We helped.
I love her.
Helped her. Did you record her? Or were you just talking?
I did not. I was just being me and just talking to strangers for a long time. She was awesome.
Denny, she's wonderful.
She lived in Portland and brought her wares to the Renton City Retro to sell, and told me her trajectory as to how she went from like a hobbyist to just the Wii game collector. So she kind of got a name for herself in the community for having an extensive Wii library. and she would just sell Wii games out of the trunk of her car. And then one thing led to another, and she just started collecting like everything, which was super cool. And so we helped her move her wares, and then we later met up with her at the bar, and she was super fun to hang out with.
Mm-hmm. So that was a lot of fun. So we met Michelle, and then we met the referee, your referee for the laser tag outside.
Yeah, let's hear from him and his friend.
Hey everybody, this is Alessia with Metal Gear Mondays, and I'm here speaking with the fella who was the referee at the virtual sports laser tag crazy shooting range with David, Cam, and Gerald. Tell us what that was like.
It was pretty cool. When I saw them, at first I half didn't recognize them. Then when I recognized them, I just gravitated to them and I stared at them. And in my head, I thought I said something to them. I did not. For 5 seconds, he said.
According to Cam, the way he said it is he took too long to say his name. And when we talked to him earlier today, he recognized him. He's like, but I don't think that's your real name. Yeah. He took too long to say
He
it.
doesn't believe my name is Joe. He's not convinced. I said hey, he was like, hey, what's your name? He's like, hey, how's it going? I shook their hands first, and he was like, what's your name? And I'm like, Joe. And then that's when they laughed and stuff like that. And then we had him in laser tag, and it was freaking cool, dude. It was really cool.
Were you nervous about saying anything wrong or
No. Once we got out there, it was rad because they were in character the entire time, almost the entire. Every time David was doing something like that, it was difficult. He was like, hurrah, hurrah, and I'm just like, yes, that is exactly what I want. Never referred to them as their real names. That was not the point. The point of the whole thing was to call them as Bison and Snake and all that, and they were on it, dude. It was cool.
Yeah, man, and you were the guy sitting there by the respawn button, helping us come back to life when we died.
Remember that? Yes, that was really cool. It was really fun, dude, and yeah, it was the most fun I had in a long time. I'm thankful I was even a part of it. It was super cool.
That's awesome. Well, thanks for talking to us. We're actually they just wrapped up the Renton City Retro, so we're hanging out right out front. So, what was your name again, sir?
Joe. Yeah, nice.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm pretty sure. Joe, I know, right? Yeah, and this is Jay.
How you doing, guys?
Joe and Jay. Do you guys want to plug anything on our podcast?
Social media, anything you guys are doing?
Virtual sports. Do you want to plug those guys?
You can find me at facebook.com/j.jensen.acting or on Twitter at jbjensenacting. So.
Dope. Joe's got nothing.
Joe's like, nope.
Go to Virtual Sports in Tequila. I'm from St. Louis, or I flew from here from St. Louis. But yeah, dude. Well, thanks so much. Yeah.
In real life, I'm saying welcome to the Pacific Northwest.
Thanks, man.
And
how?
Not quite, guys.
Not quite.
Oh man. I'll adjust it in post, and it'll be perfect. Isaac.
Yep. And then after that, we drove back to Redmond, where Game Over was, and we got dinner at Jinya Ramen Bar, which I was very excited to take Alessia.
It was so good.
So good. And then after a little bit of protest from Isaac, we got frozen yogurt. Isaac
that's right, because your boy had to go pee-pee.
Yeah.
It's your
frozen yogurt.
Your boy had to Johnny Sasaki. That's what I had to do. I wasn't pee-peeing.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to rank ice cream, frozen yogurt's at the very bottom of the barrel.
Frozen yogurt's not even on there because it's not ice cream, Isaac.
Yeah,
This
yogurt.
This is true. That's why it's at the bottom.
Is an ice cream sandwich a sandwich? I'm sorry.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, after Genia, did we record something that night?
Well, no, we were gonna.
We were trying to do Let's Plays the whole time.
Yeah, we were trying to do we had intended to record a bunch of stuff, and then we were getting ready to leave, and Emilio sent us a message on Facebook. It's like, where are you guys at? Come to this bar. And then we went to the bar.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, it was amazing. It was a video of him very clearly just yelling into his phone. It was a video of his face, and he's like, where you at? Where are you at?
Yeah, no, he had one of those weird Snapchat filters on. It was very funny.
Yeah, and Tashia maybe was Tasha. Where are you at? And then we got there and she wasn't even there. It was just like Emilio, and then it was Gwen King, who was the sort of handler / agent / booking person for Cam and David and Gerald. And they were drinking, and there was some karaoke, and me, Isaac, and Sam were there, and we got to talk to oh man, I totally forgot her name. There were what was it, the podcast dads or game dads or something? Fuck. Can't remember what they were called. There was a podcast with these two dudes, very sweet guys, and they hosted the panel with Gerald. And I found out from one of the guys' partners who was at the bar. She was like, "Hey, I saw you guys earlier." She asked us about what we were doing, and I told her, and she's like, "That's really cool." And she added me on Facebook, I think, and told me that one of the guys who hosted the panel was actually from St. Louis. So we had like a nice St. Louis chat. And she was blown away that I traveled all the way from St. Louis again. And then we hung out with Emilio and Gwen and had a really, really, really good time.
Yeah, it was just kind of just like talking about stuff. Gwen was really wanting us to go see butterflies on Monday, but we were not able to, unfortunately.
I did try to save Isaac from dying.
Yes.
Isaac.
Oh gosh. Yeah.
It's the comic dads, by the way.
Comic dads.
Oh, correct. Correct.
Yeah. But yeah, so Isaac fucking so we're walking to the bar.
In my defense, no, we were walking away from the bar. In my defense,
back, yeah.
the Jeep was flying down the road.
The Jeep was flying.
Oh yeah.
But the Jeep had a red light, and Isaac was just like, meh, whatever. And he just starts walking across the street. And Isaac and Alessia goes, Isaac, and freaks out. And Isaac just casually walks across the street. We almost lost Isaac that day. If not for Alessio's just major alarm.
Yeah, Alessio saved my life there.
Yeah,
I'm protective of my boy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Sweet boys. He didn't let Isaac out of his sight the rest of the weekend.
Absolutely. And then the next day we were going to go to Twin Peaks, but instead we hung out with our friend M. Piro.
Yes.
Sam, that was your first time meeting my friend M. So M is lovely. M used to run a St. Lou Fringe, like sort of fringe theater artist nonprofit here in St. Louis. And she's originally from Seattle. And so I told her I was in town. She was really excited. We hadn't seen each other in a while. And so we met her at the Space Needle. But lo and behold, not only was there a folk arts festival going on, but me, Sam, and Isaac were witness to like a breakdance competition.
Yeah, it was fucking dope.
Children.
It was wild.
Yeah,
man. Wow.
There was a kid that was just like fucking fire, dude. Like he was really good.
Yeah, in that moment, he became the fire. So we hung out there, met up with M. M ended up taking us to the waterfront. Isaac got to see Pike's Place. We ate some delicious cheese curds.
Yes.
Some smoked scallops, which were fucking amazing.
Yeah, the scallops were really good. We got a little upset at each other for abandoning each other.
Oh, I forgot about those. That was a tale of miscommunication.
Yes, it was. We got a little snarky with each other before we all realized that both of us were in the wrong. So
yeah, it was all good. The guy who had me and Isaac try the super fucking hot ghost pepper
hot
jellies. That guy was amazing.
He's fucking hilarious. Yeah.
Yeah, it was just like this extremely flamboyant like drag queen that was not in his
he wasn't in a drag or anything. It was just him. And it was fucking great.
Yeah, I don't know how else to call it than just he was absolutely fucking stunningly fabulous.
Yes. Indeed.
And then we went to a comic book store, which was cool. We got to show Em a bunch of cool stuff. And then we had milkshakes after looking at some super cool sloth. Seattle.
Oh, that was awesome.
Yeah.
And then we hung out with Em some more and walked back, took some photos with her underneath the Space Needle, which are on our Facebook page. And then we parted ways. And we spent, I think, the remainder of the day. What did we do? Did we just hang out at Sam's?
We went to the waterfront. We just like
that's right. We went to
the waterfront.
We sat on my bench.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think we did audio. So we should probably let's cut to that.
Cue it here.
It's cold, but I like it.
That boat is called Lady Baby.
No, it says Lady Mary.
I want to call it Lady Baby.
It's a man.
Lady Baby? What if it said Lady Mark?
Lady Mark.
It looks like it could be marked.
Let's not get into Hello.
Hello.
Hello, everybody. Look at the lights behind me.
What are you?
Look at the pavilion behind me. Look at the sky above me.
Oh, uh-oh.
Look at the crotch below.
Uh-oh. Oh, I just got his pants sit down. Uh-oh.
Not gonna happen.
Not today.
I'll do it.
That's for our $100 patrons.
Yeah, shit. Want that dick?
Oh, that's the name of the tier. You want that
dick? You better get them dollars. Yeah.
Suck this dick on that
one. We're in Kirkland, Washington, the town that I live in. We're at my spot.
This is his bench.
My bench is
The bench.
the bench.
His name's embroidered on the back of this car. I don't know how they did it.
Embroidered into wood. They developed a new embroidery technique just for me. So it's pretty important for me.
Yep.
And how?
I like how each one. I just want to keep adding voices. There's like 18 of us by the end of it.
Can we call Debbie and see if she'll record an and how for us? And
just be like, Debbie, can you just send me a 2-second and how, please?
Yeah. She'd be like, yeah, I don't know why, but I'm down.
Yeah, so that was fun. We hung out there. We tried to like walk in on, I don't know what to call them other than like yacht jocks.
Yacht jocks. I mean,
there was like a group of like yachter enthusiasts having a picnic at like 9:00 at night. And Sam and I were joking about just like walking into the crowd and being like, Darren, how you been? Oh my God, Jocelyn, how are you? And just kind of jumping in. It was a lot of fun. We listened to music in Sam's car and just kind of coasted. And we didn't listen to any music. We listened to fucking drum and bass.
Yeah. What was the band that you guys showed me?
Amen.
Pendulum.
Pendulum. That I was really into Pendulum. Which
they're fucking sick.
Drum and bass and that's not usually my kind of music, but Pendulum's really fucking good. So
yeah, go listen to Pendulum, you guys. It's so good. Especially the album Hold Your Color. Very good. But yeah, and then I think from there we did go back to Sam's.
Did we go to Taco Time at all or no?
I don't think so. We went to Taco Bell the morning that we got Cam's flowers.
That's right.
When did we get Pizza Hut and Cinnabon? Was that Monday night?
No, that was
David Hayter.
That was the night we were researching for. That was Friday night because we were researching for David.
Yep.
Oh,
I can't remember what we did Monday night. Maybe we just went to bed, and I think we sat around and talked. Oh no, VR. It was VR night.
Right.
Can I just say something real quick about
What's that?
the
No,
pizza?
Isaac.
Kind of struck this up.
Okay.
So Sam,
Isaac's like, I hate you guys.
So peace out. Sam would often order Uber Eats or DoorDash or whatever.
No, I ordered direct from Pizza Hut on that one.
Oh, we have to talk about this.
Every time he got food delivered to his house or his apartment, he would have like a 30-minute conversation with the delivery.
It wasn't
person.
30 minutes.
And
30 minutes, my God.
And they would just be outside just chatting.
Oh
about
my
life
God.
or
Me and Isaac,
whatever.
me and Isaac would be inside and would be like, what the fuck are they talking about?
I was telling the story about the Pizza Hut delivery driver who every time she comes, and she doesn't come that often, but every time she comes and delivers pizza, she has to have some kind of conversation with me instead of just giving me the fucking pizza. And it's gotten to the point where like every time I order Pizza Hut, I put on layers because I put on layers and like I have a septum piercing now, and I push that up, I flip that up into my nose so I look as uninteresting as possible because she finds a way to talk about something. My tattoos or something. They just want my fucking pizza. Leave me alone.
Yeah, crazy. It happened twice while we were there, I think.
Yeah, and then because we ordered. That's right, we ordered Sherry's on Monday night
Sherry's.
from DoorDash,
Oh,
and
that's right.
then
Get a little breakfast.
yeah, and then she got lost, and I had to have a conversation with her about how to find the place, and then she got friendly with me, and was just like, man, I wish people didn't.
Sam's like,
me.
leave me the fuck alone.
Give me my food.
Yeah,
Basically.
one honorable mention. Justin loves some One Piece, and we spent a lot of time watching One Piece and like Crunchyroll in the morning.
Oh, did you?
Quite good.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. It was super fun.
We
recorded some
playing Onimusha a little bit.
Oh, dude, me and Justin
beat
fucking bonded hard over Onimusha.
Yeah, beat Onimusha.
He started it in the morning, and then we left, and then by the time we got back, he's done.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, it's like a 5-hour game.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like, geez.
Yeah, it was pretty great. Justin cracks me up.
Yeah.
Hashtag Team Justin. No, it was pretty good. We hung out that night and then tricked Isaac into playing some VR horror games.
Played Resident Evil 7 VR.
The most visceral response to a fucking VR game I've ever witnessed.
And I tell you what,
I was not ready for it.
I tell you what, I have never, ever once heard Isaac curse in my life. And I don't think that I will, but I swear he got so close to cursing so many times while he was playing Resident Evil. It was insane.
Well, and his response was to get really mad at the game.
Yeah. Yeah, which
like
is,
he wouldn't get scared, he would just get angry.
Yeah, which is logical. That's what you do. I'm with him. I'm on that one. I'm not even kidding. I'm with him.
Oh, that's weird. Yeah, I don't get angry. I just get very quiet and very scared.
I tried to play a little bit on Tuesday morning, and I got to the house, and then my spidey sense kicked in, and then I realized that I had a meeting that I had to attend for work.
That was actually spot on. Like the moment you took the headset off, you were like, wait a minute. And then you were on a call. I was like, shit. But yeah, so Isaac's reaction, again, it's in the video. So patreon.com/Metal Gear Mondays. You can see Isaac respond in a way that I swear to God, it looked like he got tased.
Yeah. Yeah. It like
the
first time, oh my God, the first big jump scare.
I think it's the moment, if you're familiar with the game, it's the moment when Mia grabs you in like her possessed form.
Yeah, as you're walking back down the stairs after you.
Well, okay, to be fair, you guys hammed it up so well. Because you're like, oh, I don't remember this part.
No, but here's the deal. I totally did not actually remember.
Yeah, no, that was legitimate. That was legitimate. Like I can't remember this is happening. That was legitimate.
Yeah.
Like, we weren't doing that for your benefit. Like we were actually like, wait, what happens here? Because we were confused too.
Okay.
Yeah, and Sam kept shooting me eyes where he was like, I could tell that even he was like unsure as to what the fuck was supposed to happen, and I was like, I don't know.
Oh man, I could have sworn you guys were messing.
But it was honestly so perfect. Like I couldn't have asked for more.
Isaac, when you start to go down the stairs, there's a moment before it kicks in, and Isaac did this funny thing. When he would get scared, he would just crouch and start to peek forward. And so he like crouched and leaned forward, and he's like, I can hear breathing. And then he kept taking the headphones off, and he's like, can you hear that? And we were like,
no,
what are you talking about?
And, the other thing that we were doing to him, where like every so often, like we would get up and go to the other side of him and just like whisper, like tap him, and he just like kind of freak out.
Yeah, but when Mia grabbed him, let me do my best to describe what happened.
I don't even remember.
Starts to convulse like he's being electrocuted and just starts screaming, and then threw himself on the floor, removed his VR headset in one fluid motion, and just laid there.
Yeah, just crumpled on the ground. It was something special.
Yeah. I don't know how you guys do it. It's terrifying.
Well, I don't. is how I do it.
Yeah, I don't know how Alessio did it.
I don't know. I enjoy it because to me it's like that's what you're signing up for. So like I'm just like kind of bracing. It's almost like a roller coaster where I'm like, I know it's not going to hurt me. Let's just jack up my adrenaline real quick.
I mean, it works. It definitely works.
But yeah, it was a lot of fun. I think that was kind of the end of our evening. And then the next day, we had to go to the airport. Before we went to the airport, didn't we talk to somebody, Sam?
Did we?
We talked to Stephanie Houston.
We did talk to Stephanie Houston.
Yeah, we did.
And that was wonderful.
Yeah, we did. But yeah, we all gathered
she
around
was
and
really
talked to one of the most delightful humans on the planet, Stephanie Houston, who of course plays Quiet in Metal Gear Solid 5. And she was wonderful to talk to, and that was kind of like our last like hurrah, as it were, for the trip. And then almost immediately after that, I took the boys to the airport. And
yeah, we had some moments that I definitely want to share. I know we were all pretty sad. You could tell that like, the fun was coming to its close.
Yeah.
So we saw Isaac off and gave him a big old hug. I'm trying to remember when it happened. I think, Sam, you were near us, but I think it was just, we were going down an escalator, and I think it was just me and Isaac for a second. And Isaac said something that I have carried with me since that moment. He just like looked me dead in the eyes and was like, hey, like, thanks for fucking all the hard work in doing this, because like none of this would have happened if it wasn't for this. And it was just really sweet, Isaac. I don't know. I really appreciated it.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like we owe it to you to, this is your passion project and you stuck with it. And this is the fruits of your labor, if you will, right before your eyes.
It was nice. It was wonderful. I was like, thank you, Isaac. And then me and Sam embraced and had a very long wrap-up conversation on video.
Yep.
And that was beautiful. I really enjoyed it, and I'm going to cut to that audio right now.
Hey.
What up?
We did a thing.
Yeah.
It was a fun trip. It was the first Metal Gear Mondays trip, I think.
Was it?
I think so.
Yeah, I guess it was. Huh?
Yeah, other than me just like visiting you in January.
For like this was the first time. It was like the person.
Weren't we on hiatus when I visited you? I don't think we brought Metal Gear Mondays back yet.
We had brought it back like, well, no, we didn't bring it back until mid-year.
Yeah.
So yeah, we were still on hiatus. And then when I went to visit you, we did some stuff, but it wasn't like specifically a Metal Gear trip. Like we didn't do any podcast stuff except for the Patreon video.
Oh, I forgot about that. But that was pre-Metal Gear? No, it was
that was
Metal Gear.
because you mentioned in the video that you were editing an episode of Metal Gear Mondays.
Right.
But yeah, that was the only work thing we did, or the podcast thing we did all weekend.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
That was our first Metal Gear Mondays trip.
Yeah.
Success? Question mark?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Success! Exclamation point.
I wish I felt better. Like
yeah, I'm sorry you started feeling better
physically.
But
that's fine. I'm sweating.
Papa Molly. This is Father Molly. He's sweating.
Papa Molly, baby.
Papa provides.
Yeah. It was good having you. I'd like to go to Atlanta next.
Yeah.
Visit Isaac there. Home turf, Dragon Con.
Oh yeah.
Fuck some poople.
Fuck some poople.
Fuck some poop holes.
Oh no.
Oh no.
What?
Nothing.
We're getting side-eyed by the airport staff pretty hard, I think.
Yeah, well, what are they gonna do?
It's like they had a bunch of Shiba Inus or something.
Ooh, getting side-eyed hard by the airport staff. Yeah, had a lot of fun. Can't wait to do it again. Anytime I get to see this guy, it's a treat. So
he's just saying that because the camera's on.
Not though. Here's the thing. It's true. Like it's. I've said it before, and I'll keep saying it until it's not true anymore. You're one of my best friends.
Oh, thanks, Dan. Bringing it.
And I think being able to do this podcast and being able to just this guy just decided to come on the spot right next to us. Maybe this emotional moment. He ruined it.
You knew. I was like, I gotta be here for this.
These are my sons. Look at my voice.
Yes.
But yeah, being able to do this podcast and have these experiences with you and Isaac this weekend was spectacular.
It's pretty awesome.
So I guess we'll call that a wrap on the Seattle trip. Metal Gear Mondays, Seattle trip to Renton City Retro.
Yeah.
We had a good time.
appropriate that this trip is ending on a Tuesday. But yeah, we did it.
We did it! Yay!
And now.
Jesus.
But yeah, Sam, how did you feel? Because like me and Isaac left and kind of disappeared, went to a whole other place again, so it was different for us. What was it like driving back home after that?
I don't know. It felt empty almost. You know what I mean? Like I wound up listening to the Debbie Mae West interview on the way back that we did. And yeah, it was just different. I don't know. I don't know. I love you boys, and I'm glad that you were able to come out and, you know, have fun and do this, and yeah.
It I know I say it a bunch on the David Hayter interview as well towards the end. It was really special, you guys. I don't know how else to say this other than like it was probably one of the best trips I've ever been on. And it wasn't just because we got to hang out with these like crazy voice actors or spend some time at a games convention, which I always love doing, or go to Seattle, which I really enjoy. But it was just like, I don't know, just when we all met each other at the airport for the first time, which like I recorded the actual live first. And I think I probably did splice in that audio earlier this episode, so I'm not going to jump back to that or anything, but it was this weird feeling where it's like when we all met up, it didn't really feel like oh my God, I'm going to hug you and cry. It just kind of felt like we'd always been there, if that makes sense. Like it was just like, oh, I'm just back with my boys.
Right.
And then the whole trip was just like this really special, I don't know. It was like the dopest tricycle in the world. We were just three-wheeling around town like a dope little trio of like fun dudes. And I don't know, you know, like for those 4 or 5 days, I feel like anybody who encountered us could just feel how happy we were. Because anybody we ran into, we just talked to with a fucking smile on our face forever. And I feel like we were just kind of wandering around pulling people into our orbit. And like, I don't know, man, I truly believe that like us being happy as a group is probably why Cam and David and Gerald felt so comfortable around us. And it was just like the fact that we all three had each other's backs and just like were kind of working like this unit of brothers. Like we literally felt like we were just some brothers getting back together. I think that's why we just kind of kept making friends, and fucking everybody was like, I'm gonna hang out with these guys. These guys are having a blast. And so it was super special. And I think just getting on that flight was like, it felt good because I got to sleep, but at the same time it was just, well, and I had a time. I need to tell you guys about what my post experience was like. But I don't know, man. In that moment, I really did. I think empty is the best way to put it, Sam, because I felt like somebody just like hollowed out my insides for that trip back. But yeah, you guys, my trip back was a fucking nightmare. I
don't mean to laugh, but just like after all this like sentimental shit, and I tell you what, it was a fucking nightmare.
Yeah, and then I contended with the devil. No, so it was cool because it was a straight flight, which was fucking super appreciated. So I got on my Alaska Airlines flight. It was it was super funny because I flew Spirit on the way there, and as you know, fuck Spirit, I'm not giving them their blood money. But when I hopped back on Alaska on the way back, I think it was it was on the way there. The Spirit airline pilot was like, well, just so you guys know, this is Spirit. So if you order stuff, it's going to cost. And be careful when you hit that call the attendant button. We charge you 50 cents each time. And then he started laughing and he's like, I'm kidding. We're not going to do that. But on the Alaska Airlines flight, the pilot also made some joke about not being Spirit. And I was like, what the fuck?
People like to dunk on Spirit. Even Spirit likes to dunk on Spirit.
Yeah. But anyway, so I'm flying back and like, I didn't realize that I was flying back in like fucking primo tornado weather. And so it was kind of a really bad, shaky flight. And we're flying to Kansas City where it is fucking tornado country. And the airport closed down.
Whoa, really?
So like, Yeah, mid-flight, they were like, the airport was supposed to be open 3 hours ago, and it's still closed. And so
Yikes.
we circled the Kansas City airport for what felt like an hour and a half, and they were like, "Okay, I think we're gonna divert to St. Louis." And in my head, I'm like, "Okay, I gotta get my fucking car back."
Yeah.
So
Which
I'm
that
like,
would
"It's
be
cool that."
great in any other scenario,
Yeah, I
except
was like,
for
"It's
this
cool."
one.
Right. I was like, "It's cool that we're going to St. Louis, but, like, how am I gonna get my car back?"
Yeah.
And so, they almost did it, and then at the last minute, they're like, "They're reopening the airport." And so I'm like, "Okay, cool." What I completely forgot about was, like, them reopening the airport meant that the fucking transit lines weren't running yet.
Oh, no.
So I hit up the little red phone to call the bus, and the guy's like, "Yeah, since the airport just reopened, the bus is really slow to get back on track, so just give us a little bit." I'm hanging out, and keep in mind, it's like 2:45 Kansas City time in the morning.
Jesus.
And I'm sitting there waiting for the bus. The bus pulls up, so there's me waiting at one bus stop, and then probably, like, 400 feet away, there's a huge group of people waiting at the second bus stop. And so I'm sitting there by the area waiting, and I'm like waving to the bus driver, kind of like not big wave, cartoony wave, but like just sort of like a hey, I'm right here. And the fucking bus driver blows right past me. So I'm like, what the fuck? And he stops for the big group that's like 400 feet away. And so I just start breaking into a sprint, and I'm just about to miss the fucking bus, and I'm just screaming. I'm like, no. And so finally he stops, and I get on the bus, and I'm like, what the fuck, dude? Like, I didn't say it to him, but I was just like, man, come on. And so I sit down, and then I'm the last fucking dude to get taken to where my car's at, because I parked way the fuck in the back. And so I finally get in my car, and it's like 3:30. And I'm like, I got to drive to St. Louis. So I kid you not, I finally get to St. Louis. It's like 7 in the morning or 7:15. And as I'm walking in the door, Jerry's like waiting for me at the top of the stairs, all excited. And Kristen is literally just getting up to get ready to go to work. And I just go, hey, babe. And she's like, oh, hey. And then I drop my backpack and fucking passed out for like 8 hours.
Jesus.
And so that was me. And then it was like T-minus 6 days before I had to start filming my movie. So that was a fucking crazy week, which then turned into another crazy week, which is now a crazy fucking month where I have just not slept in forever. So, and that was our trip.
Yeah. Well, fuck.
We did it.
Yeah, it was
we did it.
I think I might have recorded some audio driving back home from Kansas City. Let me see if it's here. If it's not, my bad. If it is, here it is.
And how?
And how? Damn it. She's like, and how? But yeah, man, I had a really good time. And I think I just want to say thank you to all of our patrons, because, like, I mean, we're not going to be able to pay for the trip like immediately, but me and Isaac are kind of like back paying ourselves for the trip. And so, like, realistically, like, I don't know, if it wasn't for you guys kind of letting us know that you wanted to hear some interviews way back in the day, if it wasn't for Cam Clarke, who, like, he laughs when I tell him this, but like him allowing us to interview him opened the door for all of it.
Mm-hmm.
And then if it wasn't for everybody on Patreon who's just supported the show, and all the people who like asked us to come back after like 6 months of not being on the air, none of this would have been possible. Like, seriously, like, we wouldn't have met David, wouldn't have met Cam, wouldn't have spent time at the Renton City Retro, wouldn't have made so many fucking amazing friends. None of this would have been possible without you guys. So I sincerely, from the bottom of my heart, just want to say thank you.
Agreed. Thank you. There's not much more I could add to it. Like you said it just right. It was, yeah. You guys. Oh my god!
Right.
What the fuck?
Uh-oh.
My phone just
scary.
my phone just like did a thing. That's very weird.
Did your phone become a Neopet?
Yeah, that's what it sounded like. But yeah, without you guys, we wouldn't be able to do this, and we wouldn't have had the inspiration to even come back and do it again in the first place after that break that we had. So thank you.
Yeah. Isaac, thank you too, because Isaac almost didn't come out, I'm pretty sure. Like, it was just me and Sam for a long while planning. And then Isaac jumped in and was like, hell yeah, I want to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it was partly before that time, I had only met Sam once before in like the 4 some odd years that we've known each other. And so I was like, man, I got to see Sam again. And it was just one of those things, you know. I
Brothers.
Well, and mad props to Zach James for just like jumping on, and I don't mean this in a bad way, but just like taking on the initiative to like fucking reach out to us the whole time we were together and ask us to like get on voice chat and video chat with him. Because we got to like live chat with Zach from the show floor and like just get on and Facebook video message with him. We talked to Cole Duncan over the phone on speakerphone for part of it. Which like Cole, thank you. You support us at a really high rate. And so we are able to do like Google Hangouts and phone calls and stuff with Cole as part of that. But it was super nice to just like not only be out there, but also have like a bunch of fans following us on Twitter and Facebook and just like talking to us on Discord about everything the whole trip.
Yeah. It was a lot of fun. And honestly, if anything, even if we hadn't have had all this cool stuff happen, even if we didn't talk to David, even if we didn't go to this convention, even if it would have just been you guys coming out, it really just hammers home once again how cool you guys are and how important you guys are to me and how important friends are. So, thanks, guys.
Yeah, you guys, we're
To
doing
friendship.
a good thing.
To friendship.
To friendship. And how?
And how? And how?
Oh no, he's here.
back, boss.
Can you give me a kept you waiting, huh? with that voice?
I kept you waiting, huh?
Jesus Christ. But yeah, so yeah, we'll leave it at that. I don't want to hammer the point home too hard. We've plugged it a bunch of times, but patreon.com/Metal Gear Mondays, all the things. You can go to metalgearmondays.com. Yeah.
I want to hammer it home
Sam,
more. Hey,
do it.
I love you guys.
Love you, Sam.
Go to Twitter @Sangel.
Love you, Sam.
I love that too. I've been on Twitter for 10 fucking years. It's a long ass time to be on Twitter. It was a mistake.
Did they send you a badge?
They sent me a picture of paper folded like the number 10. You would think that Twitter could afford something else. They can't.
We should have taken it to the IT director and been like, what the fuck is
what
this?
the fuck, dude? What are you doing over at Twitter? Anyway.
In his defense, he said he doesn't actually use Twitter all that much, which I was blown away by.
I find that very funny. But then again, I bet you like the people who like work at Facebook don't use Facebook.
Yeah, it's like people, because they know the insider shit, and they're like, I ain't doing that.
I don't want them having my data.
Yeah, it's like when you go to like I know a couple dudes who like cook at fancy restaurants, like they fucking eat like trash at their house. And then you go to me and Isaac had a friend whose mom was like a housekeeper or whatever, she'd come and clean your home.
Yeah.
And like she never fucking wanted to clean when she was off of work.
Well,
you know what I
why would
mean?
you?
Yeah.
So it's one of those. So,
It's one of those.
one of those.
One of them.
Yeah. I love you too. Add AC Summerfield on everything. Go do that. ACSummerfield.com. Isaac doesn't love anyone.
It's my turn.
Isaac hate people.
I love everybody. All right.
Isaac stay up way too late because of Metal Gear Monday's limb.
That is true. It is currently 2 a.m. my time.
Yeah, you know it's nuts for Sam. It's like fucking
What, 11?
It's 11.
Damn it.
Listen, I'm starting to get. I'm starting to get kind of tired. So
oh my god,
it's pretty rough.
It was like, I think it was my favorite and least favorite part was like I was working remote for my day job part of the time I was in Seattle, and the fact that I woke up 2 hours after everybody had gotten started at work was like really frustrating. I was like, "Fuck, I'm so behind."
Yeah, it's not all sunshine and rainbows here on the Pacific Coast. All right.
Yeah, it's literally always raining.
Yeah.
So
actually, it was really nice when you guys were here. Like it was.
It's because we brought.
It was unseasonably nice while you guys were here. Jesus.
Hell yeah! What is that trap about?
You want to hear more? You want to?
Yeah.
Not if it's copyrighted.
I don't think it is. It's gone now. I'm not gonna lie. While we're doing the outro, I was playing a game, and an ad popped up.
God.
It's a simple game that I don't have to think about too much, and I get addicted to it. It's called Rope and Roll, and you have to use ropes to connect and make shapes, and it's very fun, and it makes my brain think.
Isaac, what were you saying before I cut you off?
I don't remember actually.
Wow.
He doesn't have a twit.
Oh, I don't.
Doesn't have a twit on Twitter. That's Isaac. Nice. Well, you guys, you know what? Like, I'm gonna say something a little different. Just like, I don't know. It was so much more. It's more than a box.
There it is. Y'all ready?
Aww.
Just a box.